Okay, I think we're just going to start with 45 minutes behind our schedule. And I know it's not easy. And timeliness is part of it. So we'll just get started. Great entrepreneurs in the house, the WenA team. It's my pleasure to welcome you all to this event this morning. But before we get started, because we are good citizens of this great nation, Nigeria, I'd like us to please text my ready, please, with the national anthem. Are you ready? Yeah, let's go right to the things as we take part. Please be seated. The founder of WenA, Her Excellency Aisha Wegida, that is Women Enterprise Alliance, in case you're just interfacing with them for the first time. Our guest of honor, I'm sure that Leader Committee of Senate Representatives, the Director General of SME, Mr. Olawadetunde Fasana, the MD of BOI Bank of Industries, the may also be Senate Representative, Mr. Obuka Edopiton, distinguished panelists here present, and distinguished entrepreneurs. You are the engine of growth of this nation, so we welcome you most especially to this gathering today. My name is Ngozi Ndi Alichi. I'm going to be the Director of Programs this morning to probably late or early afternoon. And I would crave your indulgence to give due diligence to this meeting today, because you're at the right place at the right time. You have the people that have the answers to the questions you've been asking, especially if you're an entrepreneur and you want to move your business from one level to another. I therefore welcome you to WenA Stories. And you'll be wondering, why is it themed WenA Stories? It is so because you are the only one that is most suitable to tell your story yourself, true or false. Your journey in entrepreneurship, your journey in life can only be told by you. And so today we are going to have people, a select few, but representing all of us, that are going to share their stories on this journey. And that will also have a group of panelists who will also profess solutions. They're going to handhold you. They're going to tell you things probably you've not heard anyone tell you before, and that will shed some light on your path. They say, let me know. Welcome every one of us, and I'd like to say again, sit tight, relax, enjoy the moment, and you're just so glad that you came. My name again is Ngozi Ndi Alichi. And so without much ado, because we have some of our panelists that want to attend to other things, I'd like to invite the MD, Mrs. Toyin, to come for her welcome address. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. I'm Oluwatoyin Matthew. Good morning, everyone. Good morning, everyone. Well, welcome to today's workshop themed SME Stories. This has been put together by Women Enterprise Alliance, and this Women Enterprise Alliance is founded by Our Excellency Hajar Aisha Babangida. WenA is a non-governmental organization set up to raise up world-class entrepreneurs with focus on women and youth by providing mentorship, capacity building, and access to finance. To further enlarge WenA's impact and reach, WenA has birthed an entrepreneurial development services center. And this is with a vision to build a one-stop shop to nurture startups and also to build existing businesses. We intend to do this by rendering services which include providing business development services, creating an enabling environment for business, and providing strategic partnerships. We also intend to create an ecosystem for the actualization of ideas and the growth of businesses. Having given this introduction, we would like to welcome our special guests, the Director of SMEDA, for his representative, Mr. Olawale Tunde Fasmaya, the MD CEO of BOI, Mr. Olukayode Piton, and his representative, our representatives from NAFDAC, from NIPC, from NEXEM, from CSE, SOM, and FIRS. Thank you very much for honoring our invitation. I also wish to appreciate and welcome our panelists. They were the first set to come in here. Interesting. Thank you very much for keeping to time. We appreciate you. And thank you for making yourselves available to share your wealth of experience, to provide solutions and give advice to the upcoming entrepreneurs. I'm sure a proper introduction will be done later. An adage says, human beings' biggest wealth is knowledge because it cannot unlocking that power. Thank you for making yourselves available to do just that this morning. I would like to say a big welcome to our partners and our sponsors, especially the sponsors for this event. I'd like to say welcome to Edward Microfinance Bank.
The email I
Welcome to
sent. Can you
Kaduna
open
Business
YouTube?
School
Let me see if
and
I can.
Apex Commodities and Exchange. Thank you so much for your support. Yes, we can. And lastly, I would like to welcome the most important set of people here today. And they are the entrepreneurs in this place, the SMEs, the MSMEs in this place. We are here basically because of you. It's all about you today. We are here to hear your stories, to listen to the challenges you're going through, and we'll see how we can provide solutions by providing right advice, by linking you up with the necessary stakeholders, and by making available the right tools and information and holding you to the process and to the point of you actually making progress with your business. It is very important to us because we know that and growing their businesses. And that may mean MSMEs becoming SMEs and SMEs
Hello, can everyone hear me? How do I get feedback to know if you can hear me? Oh, great. Okay, so Lani says you can hear me. Great. So, hello everyone. My name is Mimshak. I think they probably read a profile about what I do. I currently lead Telesofters, which is a software technology service company in Nigeria. I'm currently out of the country and just streaming in from Lithuania. And I'll be talking to you about raising money. My previous life before Telesofters, I worked in venture capital. I worked with hubs and setting up supporting startups, helping them raise capital. And I'm just going to be giving you like a very, very crash course on raising capital, the things you need to think about, and the things you sort of need to put in place to be able to do that effectively. So I'm just going to try to share my screen and see if I can maybe use some slides to walk you through it. Just give me a minute. Okay. Great. Okay. Can you see my slides? Not yet. Okay. I'm not sure if I'm supposed to do anything else. I know I've uploaded it. I can see it here. Do let me know if there's anything I need to do, and or if this isn't working, I can just talk through it. And all right, so I'll just talk through it without the slides. So today I will be covering a couple of things. One of it is what's sort of like an introduction to fundraising. I'll talk about what the different types of funding are. I'll talk about where these different types of funding, what the sources of those types of funding potentially are. I'll talk about how to structure your business to be able to raise capital. And then I'll talk about why investors invest, what they look out for, and then I'll just give you some other tips on your journey to fundraising. So the first thing is understanding that fundraising is not begging. Fundraising rather is you giving an opportunity to someone else who has capital, who has money, to be a part of your dream, a part of your vision, and a part of your journey. And the reason why this is important is because the mindset with which you go into fundraising will determine whether or not you will get access to finance. A lot of people think that when you're going into fundraising and you need to prove to the investor or to the financier that you need the money. On the flip side, most times people don't give people that need the money money. They give people most times that actually do not need the money. So when you're going into fundraising, you're going with the mindset that you're going into a partnership. You are bringing opportunity to the table while the other party is bringing in the liquidity or the capital you require. Now, there are different types of financing for different types of businesses. There is debt finance, which basically is when you're taking a loan. A couple of things to think about when you're taking debt finance is you need to be aware of what the tenure for your financing is. How long is it going to typically take you to pay back? You need to be aware of what the monetarium is. The monetarium is the sort of window that the financier gives you to not pay back any money. You need to know what the interest rate is. That is, how much more, what percentage of the money are you going to pay back as an addition, as an interest to the person who is giving you the money. And you also need to know what the monthly repayment of that loan is. And you need to be sure that your business has the capacity to foot that responsibility. And then there is something we call equity finance, which typically is when you're giving money in exchange for a share of your business, or you're giving it out in exchange for basically a part of your business. In thinking about this, a couple of things you need to bear in mind are you need to know what the valuation of your business is. Valuation simply means what is the worth, the total worth of your business at the time, because that would be a factor of how much money you can get in exchange for a percentage of your business. The next type of finance is grants finance. Grants finance are typically provided by not-for-profit organizations who are looking to create an impact in a certain space. And so for you to be able to access grant finance, you need to understand what the impact return on investment is from the financier's point of view. So a person or an organization might be looking to create an impact in maybe gender equality or education or creating opportunities for livelihoods for others. So you need to know what exactly is it that they expect me to do, and how is my business model designed to be able to achieve that impact that the grantor is looking for. There are two other types of financing that you typically would not find in a textbook. One I like to call customer financing, or what other people today would call crowdfunding. And this is where you're able to raise money from your potential customer or your existing customer to be able to then deliver the product or the service. So there are several crowdfunding platforms that allow you to do this, but it can also work with you getting people to pre-order your service and pay ahead before you actually go into production and then delivery. And then the last type of financing is what I like to call partner financing. And partner financing typically works when you demonetize what you're trying to raise money for. So what I mean is, I tell startups that you really don't need money. You need money to do something. So, for example, you're trying to raise 2 million, and part of that 2 million, you want to buy maybe a car because you're probably a logistics company. You want to get an office space. You want to be able to pay salaries, or maybe you want to pay engineers to build a platform for you. Now, what you really need are those things, not necessarily the money. So if you found a partner that was willing to give you office space, then you don't need to spend money on office space, right? If you found someone that bought you a car, you don't need to buy the car. So partner financing is rethinking financing in a way that you're thinking about the key things you need and who can provide those things for you, maybe not necessarily for money, but can provide it for you maybe as a symbiotic relationship where you maybe offer them some other service in return. Now, in terms of thinking about where to get these different types of money, debt finance typically comes from banks. And nowadays there are so many loan giving startups in the market. So those institutions, those organizations typically will give you debt finance. So you have to pay back with an interest. You can get equity finance from angel investors. Angel investors are typically high net worth individuals who are interested in building the next generation of entrepreneurs. They are people who have a wealth of experience, who have networks that you can leverage, and are willing to act like a big brother or big sister to you and your business. In Nigeria, there are several angel investor networks. In Lagos, where you are today, I think there is a Lagos Angel Network. In Abuja, there's an Abuja Angel Network. And you can find all of these online. For the whole of Africa, there's a band called the Africa Angel Business Network. And so each of these networks have in their network a list of angel investors, of high net worth individuals who are willing to give capital to budding entrepreneurs and mentor them and provide them access to their network and market. We also have incubators and accelerators. These are organizations that are designed to help businesses grow from scratch and progress. They typically will have incubation and acceleration programs. And in each of these programs, you can either get access to expertise or grant finance. If you want to be able to find incubators around you, you can check out ISN, which is an association of incubators and accelerators in Nigeria. You can also check out Afri Labs, which is a Pan-African network of incubators and accelerators, and you can find one probably close to you, and you might be able to see what programs they run. Also, we have organizations called venture capitals. Venture capitalists are organizations, they're called VC firms. They typically will give you equity finance. They are institutional investors, and depending on the stage of your business, they can give you between $10,000 all the way to over $1 million, depending on the stage and what round of finance you're trying to raise. We also have local NGOs and international NGOs can provide access to grant finance, the likes of Makata Foundation, Ford Foundation, Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation, several embassies. You can find information on this type of finance from platforms like Opportunity Desk or Opportunities for Africans. There's always a list of these opportunities on those platforms. Corporate CSRs, corporate organizations run what we call the corporate social responsibility programs, where they also provide grant finance. Organizations like MTN does this a lot, and you can also just check out different organizations and their CSR programs. I think Chevron, ExxonMobil, and the likes of the oil companies also do a lot of CSR. Then crowdfunding platforms allows you leverage customer finance, and then you can get partner financing from other businesses. All right, now, if you want to raise external finance, there are things you need to do as a business to be ready for external financing. The first is you need to be legally registered. Depending on the type of external finance you're looking for, you might be able to use a business name registration, but most times you would need to register a limited liability company. That's an LLC. You need to have a team. Most investors do not like to give money to one-man businesses, especially if you're raising serious capital. And the reason typically is the business revolves around you if it's a one-man business, which means if anything happens to you as a founder, then the business goes into hiatus and then the person loses their money. So that's too much risk for them. You want to keep copious financial records. So it doesn't matter when you started, it doesn't matter if you were the only one when you started, but every money you spend in the business needs to be kept. So you need to keep your books very clean and in a way that the investor can look at your books and understand. I always tell startups that your books are the easiest way to understand what your priorities are as a business, and it can let you know where you're going, if you'll go far or if you wouldn't, just by looking at your financial records. Then you need to be sure that you own the intellectual property for the business you're working on. This is more important when you're in the entertainment industry or when you're in tech. And the reason is most times you're working with what we call soft products, things that are not necessarily manufactured or you cannot touch and feel. And so the investor wants to know who owns the intellectual property. Did you create this business on another company's time? Did you use another company's work tools? Are you leveraging on that company's clients while you were working with them? Because all of these are grounds for lawsuits later in the future. Investors also want to know that you have the right corporate governance. The corporate governance system shows that you as a CEO are answerable to someone else higher than you. Typically, that would be your board of directors. So they want to know you have a board. And for many funders, if you don't have a board and you look really attractive to them, they will help you set up a board. And the last structure you need to put in place is what I like to call the internal accountability structures, where as the founder, you're not the sole signatory to the account. You're not the only person responsible for raising a PO. A PO means a PO and approving it at the same time. There needs to be some checks and balances. So one person can raise it on the platform, when that person approves it, two people need to sign to get money out of the account. That way, we're sure that someone can just sign off all money from the company and disappear, right? All right, this is just a short um, intro into why investors invest. There's so much more, but these are just like the prelim. The first is every investor, if as long as the person is a professional investor, will have an investment thesis. An investment thesis is the investor's idea of the world and where they think the future is and where they want to put money into. You have to understand that you need to understand the investor's investment thesis to know if their thesis aligns with what your business is doing, going into, or building. And so you don't have to go to people who don't align with your vision as an organization. Another key reason why investors invest is something called FOMO. FOMO means the fear of missing out. Many investors pride in finding the next big thing. So for them, they want to know that whether or not they are supporting you, you're making progress. The best pitch to an investor is to tell the investor that, look, this is where I was when I started. This is where I am today. I am making progress every day. And with your money, I can make progress faster. But with or without your money, I would still get to where I'm going to because I am determined and I am making that progress. If an investor knows that you're going to go there anyway, they want to be a part of it. Investors typically don't like to hear people say, I'm going somewhere, I'm stranded, I need your money to make progress. Without your money, I'm dead. Typically, they wouldn't give you money. Then this is like a checklist for most venture capital firms. One, they want to know that you're solving a problem. And so the two types of businesses, there are painkiller businesses and there are multivitamin businesses. The difference between the two is one is a nice to have and the other one is a necessity. Most venture capitalists want to invest in necessity. Is the problem you're solving big enough? So most VCs also want to know that your business, worst case scenario, is a Pan-African problem. Best case is a global problem. They don't want you solving a Yaba problem or even a Lagos problem is too small. So we want to know that other markets face the same problem that you're trying to solve, which means you can scale, you can move to new markets. They want to know, are you the right person to solve the problem? Which means that you have the domain experience required. What have you done before that proves a track record of implementation? We tell startups that ideas are a dime a dozen, execution is king. So we need to know that you have the ability to execute. So knowing what else you've done in the past. Have you done a startup before? Have you failed at a startup? Have you succeeded in the past? Have you done projects before? Have you held a position of leadership before? And those are things that make you show that and prove that you're the right person for the job. We also want to know, do you have the right team? Is your team well-rounded? Do you have people in the domain? Do you have people in the business? Do you have people in sales and marketing? Do you have people on the back end, support services? And if you don't have the right team at the time when you're pitching, we also want to know that you have a good idea of what you have lacking, and so that we know that when you get capital, you'll be able to staff some of those things. I also added that I had spoken about having a track record of execution, and we also want to know that you're not breaking any laws. So for your sector, you need to be well aware of the regulation that especially when you're in financial services, there's a lot of regulation in that area. So we want to know, are you breaking any laws? Are there any laws that will come against your business? Are there any potential risks? And do you have a clean cap table? A cap table is where we see all the people who have shares or own equity in your business. All right. This is my last slide, fundraising tips. The couple of things you need to just bear in mind. One, you need to either have a business model or a business plan. If you're raising equity finance at the early stages, you need a business model. You can just Google business model canvas and you can find it's a one-page business plan basically. And if you're raising debt finance, you're going to need to have an elaborate business plan. You need to do a detailed needs assessment. What exactly does your business require now for your next milestone? And what is it going to cost you to get it? You need to understand your business and your numbers. It's very important for you to know what are the key numbers for my business. What is my burn rate? Burn rate means how much money am I spending per month to run this business. You need to know what is your customer acquisition cost. You need to know basically just know your key numbers. You need to know what your revenue is at the time and what your revenue projections are. And you need to know this at the back of your hand. You need to research the appropriate investment type for your business. Not every business will work well with debt finance. If your business is not very liquid, liquid means there's a lot of inflow of cash regularly, you might not be able to service the loan with debt finance. So you need to know what type of business you are running and what type of financing works best for you. And then finally, you need to create a pitch. The pitch is your explanation of what your business does. You can create a pitch deck and you need to rehearse your pitch over and over again to the point where you can say your pitch without even having to look at your slides. With this, I come to the end. And if you have any questions, you can ask me now. I'm not sure if there's time now, but you can also reach me on all social media platforms at Nimsha King, and you can ask me questions, and I'll be very happy to answer them. So thank you again for having me. It was a great honor.
Okay, that was, I was just telling the MD that was a very rich in content presentation. Did we get that? Do you feel the same thing like I do? So amazing. And I think every entrepreneur needs the information he has talked about. But I won't go into that because we don't have so much time. But he's simply talked about the various ways we can find, funds. We can raise funds for our businesses. And I'm counting on the panelists to be able to throw more light on it when the time for questions comes. So if you have your questions, please write them, notes them, we'll come to that at the appointed time. I'd like at this moment, remember we had made a recognition of the DG of SME, who is heavily represented. And right here now we have Mr. Nasir Gambo, the unit head, trade fair and exhibition from SME. There can be no better person to make this presentation than now. Please welcome him for his presentation. Thank you very much. SME is all about small, medium enterprises, so they are the right place. So if you have any questions, one or two, we will take them possibly before he leaves the stage. Thank you, sir.
Good morning, everyone. As I've already been introduced, my name is Nasir Gambo. I am the unit head of Trade Fair and Exhibition in Sweden. I come with that I feel a lot of contributions. Presently, I'm speaking with you. It's been this way to Lagos for another important occasion like this. And I was asked to come and deliver a few notes here. This is his words. I'm indeed delighted to welcome you to the public ceremony of Women Enterprise Alliance 2022. This kind of workshop is geared toward promoting women in Nigerian products and services. This is equally aimed at promoting competitiveness of Nigerian MSMEs. It is equally important that this kind of event have a positive effect on connecting the local entrepreneurs that are here with the outside world. Because in an entrepreneurship, you have to start from lower level to the largest. As in Sweden, we have a slogan that says, think big, start small. So I believe with the basic I'm seeing here, one day what they all have a good success story to tell. Since the inception of the agency, which is called Women Enterprise Development in Nigeria, this kind of events have been participating in this kind of events, fairs, exhibition, workshops, and the rest. The main aim of this is just to develop and promote small businesses, which we know is the engine of growth globally. And tell me what, 95% of women that are here are the ones representing different sectors of Nigeria. And we know globally, women represent, if not 90, about 89% of small businesses globally. I think it's when they were going to give another proposal. Okay. Micro-small and medium enterprises subsector account for over 39 million in Nigeria, which also providing an employment job opportunities employment of more than 60 million Nigerians. This most small businesses that we are doing. That's why I encourage people to continue on small businesses, because small businesses is what makes big one. You know, you have to start from small to migrate from lower to large enterprises. I don't want to go into more stories. I am telling you what my DG sent me to say. Okay? But one thing is that when understanding access of markets, you know, access to market is one of the major challenges in Nigeria. And that's why we're here. I can see we have a shower of a side event over there. This is an avenue for you that are here to connect and network. I know people have been doing it long ago. This is not the first time. So the most important lesson that you need to pick from here is when you connect, please try and follow up. Because before, maybe towards the end of my presentation, I need to point one person and give the reference to him and to him or to her. This kind of forum, understanding the access to markets is one of the major challenges in Nigeria. SME have over the years seriously worked toward ensuring that this kind of event issue will gradually address. I mean, the issue of market challenges, we are trying to address it together. And to do that, I need to mention here that coming also here, I've also been here, we are attracting new customers, attraction of new customers to business, building company brand. If you are here, you definitely build your company brand. Also promoting market linkages, both vertical and horizontal, as well as international. Okay. And one other advantage that we make brought us here is creating public awareness about the potential of indigenous MSMEs and also promoting Nigerian product, as well as attract various agencies like also, I know I'm new to most of the places here, so we are here to tell us what we do and who we are. We are supporting small businesses, for those that are seeing me for the first time. I also want to appreciate this kind of gesture because I know we are here to develop Nigerian product. As I conclude, I want to seize the opportunity to appreciate the organizers of this event and also to wish everyone can be here a rewarding experience. And I believe that the objective of this event will likely be achieved. Finally, to all the participants, both existing and maybe potential entrepreneurs that are here, I enjoy you to also use the maximum benefits of this kind of gathering. And then from now on to the end of the program, I also want to use this opportunity to ensure all stakeholders, especially enabling institutions and industry development, that SME will continue to support your initiatives toward ensuring that we achieve the desired goal of our dreams in the area of job, wealth creation, poverty alleviation, and improvement of livelihood. I would like to conclude with our slogan that think big starts small. I encourage you to consult experts here and to start now. Don't say tomorrow. The journey of 1,000 miles says begin with a little step. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Nasir. I think you very well represented the MD. Okay, but the MD is not here, and we have questions to ask. I hope you will answer them when you take them to him. Okay, so do we have any questions here for Sweden? One or two? Have you interfaced with them? Is there anything am I seeing any hand raised up? Okay, this way. Okay, can we have a microphone for her, please? His last lines were, a journey of 1,000 miles starts now, so don't wait till tomorrow. Okay, so, yeah.
Hello everyone, good morning. Good morning.
Good morning.
Yes, my name is Abdi Ibrahim. I'm the founder of Zoka. I would really like to ask how to access the grants. We've been seeing links, and I registered, I got to a level of getting a certificate. But I don't think I was reached out in any way. So we'd love to know how it works, how we can access it, because yeah, we definitely need the grants. Thank you very much.
Okay. Thank you. Mr. Nasir, that question is for you. Okay. Can someone give me I have another question, okay?
Yes, same question is asked.
Okay.
Okay, my name is Aziza, co-founder of SME. Also, we are also part of SME, but all these exhibition and fairs you are talking about, we've never been contacted. Yes, so we don't know how you go about it because it's something we need to be part of.
Okay. Your friends, they have not been part of it.
Thanks for the question. Actually, the I was asking for sorry. Submitting grants is being given. You know, we are associated agency, but okay, we facilitate a lot, but we also give a very, very soft grants from 200 to 5 million, which is majorly agro processing. And the way to access it is, you know, mostly our work grants are tied down to budget year in, year out. So most things were now in the general. I know the next branch of this kind of program is commencing in February. We have presently, I was speaking with you, we are having this agreement, a lot of agreement between Sweden and FCND, Jais Bank, and stuff. We are giving a soft grant and also a loan, but 30% grant, 70 loan. We have different kind of them, like we have what we call all one local government, one product. And it's also, we normally used to do it based on a particular items. We say, let's say, what kind of product or item that you see have an age advantage over the other one. Like, we know in Abuja, we have what we call this industrial area, where we have this cluster of this is our agency, Industrial Development Center of Sweden. We are trying to develop it to produce that. As I'm speaking with you now, a lot of machines and equipment are being deployed there, just for people to come and access it for free, just like a shared facility area. But because of the problem, the advantage of control industry in Abuja, that's why we allocated that particular place as a cluster for forestry. But this grant that you are saying is mainly agro processing. There's a department in my agency that's called agro business development department. What they do is they develop small businesses, agro processing. If you come to my department, I will not even everyone that is here, I will make sure that I link you up with the appropriate units for you to do the necessary things that is needed. That deserves a round of applause. But then for the fair participation, I think this particular person can bear the witness. We've been taking some of you, it was, let me use the word some of you, around the world. Because this kind of gathering is just like an exit strategy. By the time we go around tables, we pick some of the few selected products from this kind of fair. Few selected products. What I mean by few selected products, we advise you on how to upgrade the packaging. We also link you up on how to also get necessary certification for export. And this is part of facilitating a business to the next level. And why I'm saying there's a lady here. We took her to Kenya just last month. Yeah, in October. We were there. And, pardon? Okay. You were there? No, I didn't see you. Yeah, I don't know if you know about people that so many people you know about people that were there. So that's how it is happening. That sometimes that you are not bridging that gap. You think that something will come and meet you. I just want everybody needs for you to make a step ahead. You understand? Get necessary channels that you know that they can assist you, for them to assist you. Let me just stop here. Sorry.
Thank you very much. It just means that you need to do more to reach your target audience. Okay, thank you so much. Thank you. We're just quickly going on ahead because we have the call for why we are here today. And I'm sure you want to listen to the stories, the milestones, the challenges, and then of course have the solutions prepared for them. So without much ado, we'll just get on to that as I invite our panelists, that is the entrepreneurs, the SMEs, to the stage. And the first person I'd like to welcome here is in no particular order at all, is Mr. Samuel Ojeka of Harry Research. Thank you. Maimuna Dangana, our professor, entrepreneur. Please clap for them. It's not easy to come this far. Abimbola Ayani. Thank you. You're welcome. Rejoice Hussein. Rejoice. Okay. Please clap for that. And then Ameripro Aesthetics and Cosmetics. Amena DJ. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, the 5 ladies and 1 man. I think you're very privileged to be here. The 5 ladies and 1 man on the stage today will share their stories, their entrepreneurship journey story with us. And it may connect with you in one way or the other. We'll give you the opportunity, to have that, oh, this is me. You have the opportunity to do that from the audience. And you have 5 minutes each. Yeah, yes, because we run out of, so just keep it as, quickly as you can, say the salient things. But, yes, just say the salient things. I will start. No particular order again. I'll start from you at the center. So you're going to share your story with us. Remember that we have, introduce yourself. I didn't do the rest of it, so introduce yourself and then share your story, your SME story.
All right, good morning, everyone. I may need to say all protocol duly observed with maximum respect. My name is Kafilat Abimbola Ayeni. I'm the founder, CEO of Bimka Palace Nigeria Limited, and I'm a food processing company that is based in Abuja. Bimka started as an household business in my living room, like I used to tell people. It started 2012. I usually produce my spice only during Saturday. I give to family, the next I wait for another salad and I produce again. Or I do my own spice for people that ask me to make food for them. So basically that was how I started. But along the line, I had a baby and I love the feel of coconut oil. So I started buying coconut oil to package and sell until I got a very bad coconut oil. Then I was forced to start producing mine. So by 2012, it was a hectic one. I usually see it was that bad that I was going through a very depressing moment in my life. When I mean depressing, I had my worst moments. The moment that if it's another person, the closest thing will be a canal or a river or your pink sniper, but I channel my energy towards production. One of my friends came to my house one Saturday, met me breaking coconut. She practically told me, if this is road to success, I don't envy you. And she said, God will not let her see herself going through this amount of stress to make it. 2 weeks ago, she was in my factory. From the entrance, she saw a heap of plenty coconut shell. And the next thing she said is, let me this did not become big thing. I said, I think it's a means of survival. For me, it was like the only thing I have to survive, and I was channeling my pain towards it. Sometimes we might want to cry, we might want to channel our pain somewhere else, but I channel my pain towards business. I wasn't an apple food processor, trust me. I was studying marketing in Federal Polytechnic, did that. I grew up in the north. I was born in Lagos, lived in Sokoto, I lived in Brady, Kebbi. My father was a banker. Before the next question is he a soldier? So he was always everywhere. And funny enough, every branch of BPA that was opened in the north, my father would transfer. So anyway, he's going to channel us around. So I've lived several places in the north. And I must confess to you, I think one of the reasons I switched to spice making was because I had a maid with me in my house who lived with me, and she became a daughter. Because when I got that girl, she saw my pain. So she easily comes to my room to tell me in her house that like she wants to connect with me, she needs, so she feels I need that care. One day she just told me, all this time I'm always sitting there in the room and I don't want to go to work because I'm depressed. That there's space in their village to farm. Don't I think I should just come, let's go to the village on Friday? I said, hi, Friday, okay, we go on Saturday. We woke up very early, she goes to go and drove. We drove straight to Sente village in southern Kaduna. Trust me, that I became the farm. And I started coming to me. I needed to go out when they make some afterwards. And this girl actually told her brothers, this is her mommy. So she doesn't know how they want to treat others, but this woman, she treat her well. To the extent if they want to cheat me on anything, she tell me, she'll be pinching me, she won't answer now, she'll tell me my ear, I should do this way. And I told her, this thing we want to start, I would love to process it and harvest it and make it into finished product. She said, that's a lot of work, but they can put it in the village and sell. I said, no, I want to add value. When we harvested our first batch, I went to the Equa church very close to where I live, and I spoke to them that I needed workers. On Monday morning, they gave me 3 elderly women. They said they are from Kaduna State, I should not worry, it's the same thing like ginger. Before I knew it, I was getting ginger from Kafancha, adding on to the turmeric. And I started ginger and turmeric inside my house. This is where I bought mats. This is where we peel, do everything, I'll spray it on mat and get a net and spray on it. I've had my losses. At the point I had to even demarcate the dining in my house and make it make a factory. So if you come to my house, you just see that you get factory inside your house. Everybody will just laugh about it. But as time goes on, I went back, I healed, I went back to work. When I got to work, I started my local business. Then it was when Nigeria were doing the 24th Nigerian Economic Summit in Hilton. I took permission from my boss that I was not feeling fine. It's a very funny story. That I won't be able to come to work. Lo and behold, I was going for exhibition. So I didn't know it was going to be a live program. And I held my tummy the next day when I resumed. I did not even know he saw me. I did not know it was live. So my boss saw that I was lying on the table the next day. Now, babe, can you share this? My tummy is still paining. The program continues. So I don't know what to say. He said, I even saw how you were watching, your tummy has really disturbed you. I just called my boy, Akim, did you not see how people was really struggling yesterday? I'm like, Nico, let's leave me here. He said, Come now, he just showed me on his phone. He was really snapping me. But that was what changed my life. What if I told you people, my boss told me, for you to have this passion and indulge for more, what will it take to start this business? As at that point, I told my boss I don't know the math, but I met a lady selling equipment. Let me rush, ask her. I thought he was joking. And that event was in October. I just texted my boss that if I see 7 million, I will do the job. I thought, truly, even as at when I gave him that figure, I didn't know what I needed. And in November, my boss just told me, so you're still doing all this thing in your house? I said, what will I do? And I'm not going to register this business. Start with what I said. And my boss said, try and register your business. And one day he just called me and said, I'm giving you this, and I'm going to look for a place to be using. I rented that place for 900. He gave me 1 week. You know what my boss gave me that money? I told my colleague, I said, this is not this money I'll be making longer than what you used to change. Hope this is not, I hope he's going to give me money this one. He said, calm down. Why you just rush? I didn't know he has told that one the plans he has for me. I can never forget that the 7th of December, my boss came called me to go home. When I got there, when they travel to the car, so I was in a hurry, like I thought I was to pick something and be going. But so I was like, calm down. Why are you rushing to? I said, there's one woman that wants 10 liter coconut oil. I kept it in my car. And I don't know how to be calling me, he said 10 liter. You so start doing 100 liter. And then my boss just gave me a check. I almost fainted. But that thing I did, that changed the whole narrative of my life. Gave birth to a new calf. And I had a I don't need that for everybody. But I think one of the things he saw in me, and he said in his speech during my birthday, was he has noticed my passion, the drive I give anything I want to achieve. And that was why he felt he's not doing anything wrong to cut out 5 million naira that I'm not paying back to start the business. Today, that 5 million, I'm sure it's worth more than 200. And yes, it's worth more than 200. We have now have a factory of our own. We are fully registered with NAFDAC. And we have and what I did was just one try because I didn't have a handholding, no basic knowledge around entrepreneurship. But for me, it was how can this be bridged somehow? So I did that. My dad was upset with me that very evening. I won't forget. And he was like, what's wrong with you? Why you litter my compound with tomatoes? I said, no, this is what I want to do. And it's just experiment. Don't be angry, sir. So I grinded it, and it didn't come out well. It came out very dark. So he was angry. So after a few months after your service, he started asking me, then what next? Because his friends are already saying, this person got a job in Zenith Bank, this person got a job in Access Bank. I told him, I think I want to do tomato business. He said, are you alright? And if you know an Igbo man, when he spends money, you know the girl check thing for an Igbo man. I don't say they train in girl check, but for them, they're particular. So even after spending my money in all the way in Anambra State, you're telling me you want to do tomatoes. I said, sir, my mom is a nurse with Ahmadu University teacher hospital. She will understand, but you know, he will understand. So for 1 year, it was a tussle. He couldn't wrap his head. You just graduated from school, you're telling me you want to do tomatoes. What do you mean you want to do tomatoes? And I said, I want to do tomatoes. So that particular 2017, I just told him I was going to Kano. I just went to Kano. I didn't know anybody in Kano, no relative, nothing. I said, let me just go do some like a feasibility studies around the farms. Let's take it up from there. My mom said, okay, take this transport and go. So I went to Kano. I came back that very because Zaria to Kano is not far, just like 2 hours drive. So I came back to Zaria. I told my mom, this is interesting. My name is going to be a lot. But my mom was concerned because there's no primary agriculture. So how do you go about this? I said, I will read, I will study, I will take it one step at a time. And that's how the journey began. So in 2017, I came across an application for entrepreneurs. And that was I think that was the eye opening for me. So that particular year, I traveled to Morocco for the African Entrepreneurship Award. So when I got there, of course I didn't really, I don't even know what entrepreneurship is, but that was the very starting point for me in 2017. When I got back, I knew this is what I wanted to do. There was all conviction I needed. So when in 2018, I went for my Washington Fellowship. So in my school, there was some funding for entrepreneurs too. I think that was my first funding of $8,000. So when I got back from the fellowship, I said, okay, we're going to use this $8,000 to fabricate machines. So we fabricated our machines in 2018. And you know how it works. I'm just too small for understanding the nitty-gritty around this thing. It was just really like, you know how much, it was a trial and error for me in a way because, of course, as I said, there was no hand holding. I was just doing my thing. So in 2018, I fabricated, my dad was still angry. You got $8,000, you see what's going to fabricate the machine. I said, sir, this is all I want to do. Because there was a knowing in my spirit that this is all I wanted to do. So after I got the machine, I got my first dryer. So what we did was we dried the tomatoes, we grinded it and packaged it. So we got my first distributors in Delta State. When I told him this is what I made from the whole process, he was not impressed because for him, I made a bigger job for you, not tomato packaging and all of it. He didn't like it and all. So I think when we did the machine fabrication and we did our first sales, for me was a prototype. Let's see if we're going to get customers who like this product. And again, I understood my target market because we know that, of course, Browns is schooling in the East. I know these guys will need my products more because in off-season, they find it very difficult to get tomatoes. I know definitely the product will sell in the East, the Southeast, in the South, and the Southwest. But I think I just need to just launch the product, see how the acceptance will be, and I'll take it up from there. So that was that. So in 2019, we started doing our bit, engaging farmers, working with farmers from Kaduna and Kano. So as God may have, we had about 150 farmers on our database we were working with on tomatoes in Kano and Kaduna. So that was in 2020. That was for a moment I said, okay, I think I'll just do this certificate and find a job because I don't understand. I got the funding from Technosa. It was an agri organization. They did everything. In fact, we got a factory in Kano. 4 months after I have built a factory as big as this house, if I'm not exaggerating, it was so big. You know, it was a representative building, I fixed my money, I did everything. 4 months till I did everything, my machines were moved to Kano, I got bubbled. As I'm speaking to you, that machine, as everyone else sitting here, they just calling me because I just have to fix it. The machine got bubbled. Every single component of that machine was stolen. This is a machine that we spent about 5.7 million constructing. So like when I mean every single, to the roof, to aluminium zinc, if you have factory, when you're putting up a factory, use aluminium zinc, and aluminium zinc cost a lot. Long and short, it was a mess. I said, okay, at this point, there's nothing I can do. It was not a moment of crying, it was a moment of maybe my father was right. Yes, it was a moment of maybe my father was right. Tomato was not what I should be doing. I studied international relations, so maybe I would have just quietly go get a job. I will get, but you know, he felt bad. That's what happened. I lost him in 2019. Yes, I lost him in 2019, so it was a lot. Just putting him to rest. The next year, we have the factory board. So it was like, maybe he was right. Maybe this was not what I was supposed to do. As we're battling that, proud to last year, my mom told me, pick up yourself, you can do this. And as God may have it, we got some partnerships with African Development Bank last year, with an amazing funding that I never saw coming. And as speaking with you, we're engaging about 20,000 farmers in Jos. We're moving the factory to Jos and the we're even transitioning the business at the moment to an agri-tech. It's been a lot of engagement. And even in Jos, to everything we're doing, it's just like, Simke, just take it. Simke, just take it. So I can relate with being calm when at that point, you know, God has to tell you, I know you have had your losses. I know as an entrepreneur, these losses come from when you don't have the support. If I was from a home where maybe an uncle gave, she had 5 million, that was good. If I was from a someone gave me, if I had maybe, you know what, this was just girl who got $8,000 in the US for a program, and I said I won't really do anything with that money. As of that 2018, 8,000 was around 1.5. I think my peers were supposed to do a lot, but I said no, I'm going to fabricate machines. And it sounds stupid. I think I had a friend in 2018 that told me, Joyce, I don't know what you're doing. You're wasting your time. I said, it's all right. So last 2 months, she saw me go to work and she told me, just, I'm sorry for everything. I said, it's okay. You don't have to understand my journey. You understand? You don't have to understand me. But so currently we're having 6 states we're supplying in the East. We're trying to get good partners with the vendors in the Southwest at the moment, increasing our farmer-based engagement, and we know the sky is a starting point for us. Thank you so much.
Wow, absolutely screaming. And the friend saw her 2 months ago and said, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Has anybody ever told you that before? Has anyone seen you on this journey, that told you, what are you doing? And seeing you again saying, I'm sorry. There's some key words she used while she was talking, and she said she knew it. She had a conviction in her heart. Is there any entrepreneur here that's on this journey because of a conviction? Can I see my education? You have it, wow, 2 persons in the house that are on this journey because they had an inward conviction to go on with it. Remember, we're all about, listening to their stories. We've had the high points. We've also had the moments where they thought they shouldn't go on. Is there anyone that wants to share a story? Just one person. That time when you think you shouldn't go on. Okay?
Hello everyone, my name is Agnes again. I don't think I shared this story with anyone. I wanted to, but I didn't want to get emotional. So last year I launched my perfume brand. That's one side of the brand. And then I was lucky to sell all the perfumes when we came here to the Export Commission exhibition. I was so excited, and then I decided to just launch, restock perfume in larger quantity. But unfortunately, I got sick. So I ended up traveling for investigation and then medication, which did not happen. I ended up spending all the money. And then I came back. I went to other exhibitions. On my way back, we happened to be part of the
That's what storytelling is all about. It can be emotional. It touches the depth of our being. Yeah. And someone should be connecting with this at this time. Yeah.
So I'm sorry, I'm crying alcohol. So we happen to be the victims in the trip. So yeah. So all the money, they took my passport, but then everybody kept asking me, how am I going to go on? Because I wanted to make money to go back for my medication, but I couldn't. So I knew I was going to make it. I knew something in me told me that I was going to make those products, and I'm going to be out there, and I'm going to sell them. And alhamdulillah, we made 1,000 perfumes, and they're here on display, and it's I'm going to sell them.
All right. You see, this is the whole essence of this. Entrepreneurship is a journey. She can identify, she's already shared the idea for her too. And I'm sure if you're one, you can also identify. But today, because we're all here together, it makes it better. The same are solved. So we're happy. That gruesome incident. Thank you. Okay. All right. So me too, Okay, so we're going on ahead. Then we're going on ahead, and there'll be healing, there'll be restoration at the end of this all. Amen. Okay, the pretty lady beside me was actually the first, I think, to arrive, if I'm not mistaken. So we'll give the mic to her, and then she'll share her story.
Thank you very much.
Please introduce yourself.
Hello everyone, my name is Amina DJ. I'm a licensed esthetician and founder of American Skincare as well. I think I should switch my career to Greek. Because these guys are making a killing. Anyways, I started off as a makeup artist, and that was 2007. I wanted to do makeup so much. I remember I was in the UK then, and I applied to get a job with Mark at the time, and that didn't work. But I ended up working with a beauty company called UID in 2008, and it was an upcoming UK brand. I started off as a sales rep, beauty consultant at the time, and we were like 4 Nigerian girls, and we had all this other beautiful people from different parts of the world. And there was a lady that struck me then. Her name was Farah, and she was a lot older than me. Just go with me, just follow me through this journey. And I remember how she used to sell a lot, push, and because we were getting commission at the time, and I was so intrigued by what did she used to tell her customers selling, especially when you're selling a new brand and you're up against different high-end brands like Givenchy and YSL and all that. And I was wondering what she used to tell her customers that made them sell a lot, buy from her. And I just noticed that she was herself and she was just telling stories to them. And I was very intrigued by that. That also taught me how to tell my story as well. So every time I had clients and they say, oh, I sit them down for makeup or makeover, and they're like, oh, where are you from? Then I'm like, I'm Nigerian. They're like, oh, you have beautiful skin. And they're like, are you Florida? I'm like, no, I'm Florida. I'm from Nigerian. And I noticed a lot of people used to ask me about my skin. Came back to Nigeria for NYC in 2020 and 2008. And I noticed that I wanted to continue doing makeup. But I noticed the way Nigerians did makeup was a lot different. We had a whole statements to our face, our brows were strong, our contours were strong, and I noticed everybody had an opinion about makeup. Everybody had, oh, I don't want my shadows to do that. Compared to when you're making up a white person, they will take whatever you give them. And I noticed when everybody, oh, I want this, I want that, I want this, it got me frustrated. Let me do my job as a professional. And I looked into beauty and I want a situation where I'll be an expert and I will tell people, this is this, you can go home. And they will take my expert advice, and that's how I stumbled into skincare. And I went to the UAE to further my education as a cosmetologist. And I said, okay, now this is it. Not everybody understands the skin. Not everybody know why they're breaking out. Not everybody know why they have hyperpigmentation. Not everybody know why they have enlarged pores. So that gave me a lot of confidence in I'm going to be an expert and I will tell people this is how the skin works, and they will take it. Not everybody will have a lot of opinions about that. Maybe it was an ego thing, yes, but I'm trying myself with it. So I came back from the UAE and said, you know what, how am I going to start? I had no plan, but I just knew that I was just going with the flow. My dear sister here said, my dad, what are you going to do? So I started a mobile spa. I was still working at the airport as a customer service manager at the executive lounge at the airport. And I told my boss that I started a spa, a mobile spa, and it was very encouraging. He had my company name on the partnership where we had a display, where we had displays of all partnership. And I was very, 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 very pleased and humbled about his encouragement. And I started telling clients that I run a mobile spa. We can offer facials, massages, body treatment, and that's how I started telling people, and people were inviting me, okay, can I have a treatment? So I used to work 1 week on, 1 week off, and I did that for 2 years before I finally left my job, my 9-to-5 job, to pursue my career in 2016 full time. Prior to that, while I was still working, I was selling skincare products because already people used to ask me, what do you use for your skin? I went on doing my research, products that are good for people, and I started selling those products. Then I went into my mobile spa business. Then in 2015, I secured this. No, 2016, I secured a space with a salon. Because when it comes to business, you have to be thinking. First of all, I had to secure clients. And what's the best way to secure clients in the beauty industry? Is to partner with other people that are in business with you, isn't it? So I secured a space with a salon where other businesses were. So that way I could also sell to people or market to people that are doing their hair, the nails, the lashes. Oh, this is what I do. And then the issue came up with obviously with space. Our place was demolished, I remember, and I had to partner again with some makeup artists and some other people that had spa and did nails and all that. We then went to get a space all together in, I remember it was on Alexander Restaurant. We rented a building, a house, a 3-bedroom house, and we started there. 1 year later, the landlord said, he's not even interested in renting to us again, and he wants to rent to private people that want to rent the place as a home. That was not a challenge. Then I said, okay, what am I going to do? I remember then when I applied for BET, it's called Business Enterprise. It was a collaboration with Diamond Bank at the time. And I applied. Then Diamond Bank were picking out SMEs and training them in Lagos Business School. I just saw the application and I applied. And I said, you know what? They can't really harm in doing this. And I was surprised when I got a call from Diamond Bank and said, you know what, you're invited to Lagos to come for an interview. I said, okay. I flew to Lagos, I had an interview at Lagos Business School, and I was picked to be trained. This is a course that is what? 1.2 million naira to go to business school. I don't think paid for going to go to business school, and I was trained for free. So that was in 2017, went for a 4-month course. After the 4-month course, I had, yes, this is it. It's time to be more professional, have a lot of structure. That gave me insight about putting my business into structure, have a lot of structure for my business. In 2018, now I have 2 spaces. One in Lucerne 2 and one in so I was servicing. Now, I've been so blessed with people approaching me and saying, if I want to do business with you, why don't you come take this space? Why don't you come and utilize it? When we're not charging you for anything, it will be profit sharing and the business that I'm growing. Then in 2019, downhill again. But that's fine. And I'm like, you know what? I think I should take a break with my business. Then I started doing, I ventured into network marketing. At the time, I remember in beauty, I remember that the Philippines was one of the big countries when it comes to beauty. And I had the opportunity to go to the Philippines with this network marketing company. And I'm like, for free? Fantastic. So I went to the Philippines. I did a partnership with a beauty brand at the time, and I started products in Nigeria. for free. so that was an eye-opener. Sometimes God just takes you on a detour. Sometimes when you're thinking, oh my God, what I did. Then the pandemic started. There you go. Several times I tried to take my business to Lagos. 4 times. I tried to get a place with different businesses and say, you know what, I want to start my business in Lagos. Let's set up the space, we'll do proper sharing, you take this percentage, I take the percentage, and that didn't work out several times. I came out to Abuja, and God was just telling me, you know what, why don't you just mind your business? You already have a clientele in Abuja, and just focus on your Abuja market. And don't worry, when that time comes, that door will be opened. Then the pandemic happened, and I was saying to myself, the beauty industry is going to be affected because of because we're personal touch, personal contact kind of business. And I'm like, what do we do? I called a few of my colleagues, we had a meeting, I said, so how are we going to move forward? Because this is really serious. This is serious. Then I said, you know what, it's about time I venture into producing my skincare brand. I did it in 2016, that didn't work out. I said, you know what, let me go back to it and start manufacturing my skincare brand. Then we came up with Just Butter. Just Butter is an only butter skincare line where we produce shea butter, cocoa butter, mango butter, all kinds of butters for repairing skin. Because I noticed that when I have a client that comes to me with damaged skin, maybe from bleaching and all that, what happens? I tend to refer them back to the basic. That's what the books will say. Go back to the basic, and that back to the basic is using your vitamin A, B, and C. And we all know shea butter contains a lot of nutrients. So I said, you know what? Let me focus on manufacturing my skincare brand and pushing the market. Then, as God had it, I launched that again, starting the spa all over again. Right now, we're partnering again with a salon. I find out that that's my business model. It works for me, it's good for me, and that way I can reach out to other people that come into that space, right? Yes, we're still growing, yes, we're still making our mistakes, yes, we're still learning and getting more experience, but I will not give up because guess what? There are lots of people here. I can't imagine what you went through just because of your business. And it's very encouraging with these ladies that have, I don't know, when you think you have a problem, then you listen to other people's problem. You're like, you know what, Amen, you are the right path, you have a long way to go. And I'm very encouraged. Thank you so much, everyone.
Another beautiful story there from a beautiful entrepreneur. Her last line was, I will not give up. I will not give up. It's been a detour, really. She's told the story, made 4 attempts to get into the Lagos market, and it didn't seem to work. She came back to where she was. And she has also identified a business model that works for her, partnering with salons, existing businesses, because she knows from their existing contact, they will also, patronize her own business. I'm learning also. And then, during the pandemic, she did something. I don't know if you heard what she did with those in her industry. So it was no longer about competition, it became collaboration. I hope you heard that very well. At this moment, ladies and gentlemen, we'll take a pause from here and then welcome on stage the convener of WenA Enterprise Alliance. Oh, I thought we said we'll take you. No, we can continue? You sure? Okay, that was an indication I got. Okay, so we're going to continue. We are sensitive. Women are very sensitive. They have feelings. And so we're feeling for you, the man in the house. And so the microphone will come straight to you so that you're not like it's only you. Women are hearing your voices.
Sorry.
Please introduce yourself a bit.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Sandro.
I think it's 6. So I started business. I bake. I'm a baker. I'm also an accountant. Chartered accountant. So I started baking in 2014. I just finished my degree in accounting and finance. And I was back in Nigeria, and my dad was telling me to go back to finish my ACCA. So within that period, I was bored at home, and I loved to watch Food Network. Food Network, yes. So I came across cables. I don't know if you know the show. Yes, so I used to watch a lot of cables, and I think I found it really interesting the intricacies of making a cake. And that got me intrigued. I like to figure things out myself, so I got intrigued, and I was like, okay, this is like something I can do to pass time and make money. So I went to my dad, I want 20,000 naira to buy a mixer. My dad was like, let's get out. Like, bring back to which one is mixer again. But that year, as I came back, I had met my sister's friend, Mr. Roof. She's an event planner. So I was working with her for a while, but then I was at PA, but then I just became just events. So they call me, she calls me when they're just events. So that period, I started October 2014 baking, but it wasn't, looking back, like my work then was subpar, but then I was a beginner. So I think just family and friends encouragement, that period, I was selling to just family friends. I was bullying a lot of people in my circle to patronize me. Sometimes you have to be desperate. And then I think 2015, I met her, and then it was my daughter's birthday we were planning. And Mr. Luke spoke to is a baker. She was like, okay, let me order some cupcakes for you for the party packs, from you for the party packs. And then I think since then, I and Mr. Luke always kind of collaborated. During events, she calls me. Although I still work for her, but then I'm still doing my own business at the event, so there's a collaboration between two of us. And then 2016, I went back to England to do my ACCA. And I came back 2017. Although when I was in my ACCA, I was still working in Birmingham. I managed to find pilots. So I was still working there. I came back in 2017. Now it was time to serve. But within that period, I was still working for Mr. I was still doing my business. But the funny thing is, my dad was never really in support. If I had anything to do, you see when you go out to the who makes the cake, no go out, you're an accountant, this one is it's just a hobby. Tell people you're a hobby. His friends will come, they'll be like, oh no, this is just a hobby he's doing. It's not really this. And his friends are like, it seems to be comfortable, it seems to be making money. Why don't you just let it like, no, what does he mean? The same experience with your dad, like you just couldn't understand why a chartered accountant would be comfortable baking. So I think I served in 2017, towards the end. I first served as Accountant General's office, and I just couldn't understand. Because my dad offered me to do a 9 to 5, and working in civil service, I was like, there's no way. Because Nigerians love to do eye service, and I don't know how to do that. I just want to do my job and go home. I don't have time for office politics and all that. Luckily, I spent those 2 months there, and then I got really promoted to CBA. And I like the office culture there, although there was still eye service, but it wasn't that much. It was manageable, it was more towards what I've experienced or my ideal workspace. But then, after service, mind you, I was still working for the people in my department. Wherever I went, I never really stopped. I made friends and I sold my market to the people there, and I always kept on baking. Sometimes the director will order a cake and I'll be running late, but I'll have that great spirit just because of the director that the cake had of Paris. And I finished service, and right after I finished service, I got a job at Keystone Bank. But then they wanted me to sign a contract to work for them for 2 years, and if I was to break that contract, I'll have to pay them. And I told my dad I can't do it. He was raising assets over my neighborhood. Because to me, that was what it means to be, what I have to do 2 years of my life just because you want to employ me. So I was like, I wouldn't do that. But I think since I made that decision, I do not regret it because since I finished service, I think my business has been every year I've been talking and making more revenue and profit. So my client base is extensive. And then that was 2017, 2018, 2019. Excellency was speaking to me about expanding. I was like, okay, I would like that. Because obviously I have been doing the business alone. It was a one-man business. I could do desserts for 200, 300, I would do just by myself. It's just on the day, I would get contract staff to wait. Because I was making from home as well, I didn't feel comfortable bringing people to my home because I was staying in it. It was a family house. So everything, 4 years, it was just me. So now, I feel when you work that much on something, I feel it's just second nature to you. So right now, I work like a robot. If I want to start work, I just like to get everything done and relax after. So I think in 2019 we met, but then 2020 during COVID, 2019 I joined WenA. I think I was the only male. I think I've only been the only male. It's a women's enterprise as well. So 2020 COVID happened, but then we were still having some mentorship sessions. 2021 I got funding. And when I got funded, I was like, okay, it's time to expand. But that was why I applied for funding. I wanted to expand. I wanted to have my own production site, my own space, and employ staff. Because I was having income. I was having to work all the way for years, for 6 years. So during when I finally got the space, so I'm someone who is very big on aesthetics, appearances. My job with the event planning company is space design. When I come in, the first thing is to ask me what's wrong, what is out of place. I have a very keen attention to detail. And I have always liked interior design. In my house, I'm always rearranging. During Christmas, I'm the one bringing out the trees and all the decorations. And I'm not around the years and nobody brings out the Christmas tree. So I've just always had aesthetics. And even in my cake, in my line of work, when I bake, I like aesthetic pleasing cakes. I like unique. I think my niche is avant-garde. I like things that look weird. I don't like regular. So I think during the space, I did extensive renovation on the space I got. I just had an idea in my mind. And the space I got, I felt like if I had taken the space that way, I wouldn't be motivated. And I wanted to work in a place that gives me inspiration. So then, after the whole renovation and then I moved in, I realized, okay, I think I want to start interior as a business. So I went and I registered a company as well. So right now, I think I'm an accountant, a big interior decorator. That's why pigment can be a lot of things. That's why it's a myself. I want to be putting a box. I like to experience everything I would like to experience as any contract. So now I have 2 staff. Business is booming, although the economy keeps delivering me because sadly, we don't really have a lot of things readily available in Nigeria. Almost everything is exported. So with the rise of Forex, the cost of production has just been insane. But looking back, I don't think I have experienced I've had it easy, quite easy. I think it's just being passionate and being tenacious that has moved me to where I am now. But I haven't really had any disruptive moment like they have had. I don't even think I've cried because of distance. I don't. When I see a problem, my issue is how to solve it and get over and over it. I don't like to dwell in. I just like to, like I said, I work like a robot. I think the only thing I would say I cried for business was, so the repayment plan was 1 year, but I did it indebted. So I paid it back in 6 months. I think it was, I think the fire paid on Christmas Day last year. So I was like, this is Christmas gift to myself. And I think I had tears of joy because something that was going to be repaid in 1 year, it was 6 months. So I think that was the only time business has made me cry, honestly. It was just a huge weight on my shoulder. And I think, honestly, I've had it easy compared to what other people have experienced. And I'm really grateful.
Awesome. A round of applause for okay, there are always different sides of the coin. Yeah, so it will be someone needs this encouragement to know that we don't all have to cry. But someone also needed to know that you could also cry and still survive, and still, stand up, get up, clean your tears, and still move on. Okay, so that's another side of it. Thank you and congratulations. I can't wait. Thank you. So everyone saying the same thing.
Thank you so much. Can I just go ahead and talk? My name is WenA SME. I am the CEO of WenA Empire. We are a fish farming and processing company, but we major more in fish farming and processing. We produce locally and internationally, we also export fish. But before we start, it wasn't for me. I grew up, my mother was farming fish, and I noticed that she wasn't doing the modern way of preserving the fish. And aside that, most times you could go to man and Chimbu and buy a carton of fish. And when you bring it back home, you find out that the baby of the ones with maggot are the ones that will keep under for you. You can't use the fish. And at the end of the day, half of your carton is in the dustbin and you're just using it to cook food. And I said, how can I make a difference? And this was what battered WenA. And today we're smoking and exporting fish. Before we start there, I make sure that I use the impact of I'm from Nigeria, so I use the pursuits. I also process and produce quickly all by myself. Now I can also stop at just the catfish and make sure that every byproduct of the catfish is well utilized. I have fish gumbo, I have fish egg snack, I have fish oil, and I have them all in fish, and they're all NAFDAC and some certified. I want to say thank you to Sorry, but they are more SME friendly. You can register one product and then put other branches of the product under that. But now that everything has its own unique number. And I was so happy that Ngozi didn't give me the microphone after Abida spoke. Abida is one of my good customers. She always buys from me all the way from Kaduna to her. And because she has given me the microphone immediately, I would have started crying also. Because I'm sitting here, I just lost my husband a few weeks ago. He's not even up to 40 days and I'm here speaking with you. Don't pity me, don't cry for me. If he was here, he would have been the one to drop me here because he would have told me go ahead. When I was called to come and say my story, I declined. Normally in the north, officially it's 40 days and I'm coming out officially before 40 days. I want to understand something like, when you keep saying what will people say, that is what will keep bringing you down. And I said I was going to stand up. And you know what? I stood up in less than just few weeks that my husband is gone. All our cars are taken away from me. All our papers of land and houses are taken away from me. And that is to say, I use commercial to come down here. And I'm from the north. And this tells me that WenA, you have to stand up. There are people that will come and pity us and pity you in your situation. Don't allow anybody to pity your situation. Stand up and achieve it. And when they look at it, they will say, WenA, how did you do it? You tell them, because I did not give up. And you stood up for yourself. My story is that we have encountered so many losses. Just as I have fish farmers here and processors, I had her talking and I was laughing. It's a common thing in fish processing. Most times, that is one of the biggest risks we go into. will lose back through fire. And sometimes when the whole fish get burned, you can't even get the pin out of it. In several times, I have lost so many kg of fish to fire. But what we are trying to do now, what we have done, is to build a modern oven. I'm talking to you now, which will help in reducing fire rates. Now the fire comes from under, it has nothing to do with your oven. Your fish comes out perfectly okay, and then the heat is just on. And I think within 24 hours, we can smoke almost half a ton with that. It's going into millions of naira. It's something we are not that certified and so certified. But I started in 2018. Sorry, I'm mixing and whatever. I hope you're getting the story. I started in 2018, and my husband gave me 20,000 to start that business. And why I was able to start with 20,000 by buying fingerlings is because my mother was already into the family. So don't come and say, how did I start with 20,000? We had equipment, we had water, we had land. So all I needed was just to buy the fingerlings and the first bag of feed for me to start. So you can see why 20,000 was enough for me to start. And we started, family and friends were my first customers. Then got to supportive customers, and from there we went into social media and we started selling, and before you know it, you start getting international recognition. Maybe not as much as we wanted, but we are getting there gradually. And I've come to understand that where most of our problem is with our exports, and most times is that you find out that this agents, that is the delivery agent and the delivery company. When it comes to the Nigerian system policy, there is a way they ignore some things and just let you, the vendor, to be at loss. But when it is overseas, they take such things seriously. Sometimes you can export fish from here to UK. Before it arrives, even if it's DHL, they will so break the fish for you that your customer will be making it look as if you are the one that broke the fish and why it is this agent. And as after that, they still charge you insurance out of it. But the painful thing is that they still don't pay the customers their insurance. I don't know why the Nigerian system is like this. If the reverse was the case, if it's broken, you pay, the company will pay, and that is why they are more careful with their goods and products. So that is where I think the government has to work more, especially on the breakage of items and why things are like that. And one of our other major problems has been finance. I am part of WenA Women, and I applied for the finance. WenA is already looking at me so that I'm not national. Well, I didn't get it because of some little errors from my side. I want to put the blame on me, but it's not on me anyway. However, I'm hopeful that next year when I go into it, it will come out better. A fish family doesn't have a system. Every time you can feed, you can process your fish, and you can also farm. Just make sure you have availability of water and also land and feeding. Things are going more expensive every day. Before, if I could buy a fish of 100,000, I was sure of selling it and also making that same 100,000. But today, with the economy, it's not same. To make 30,000, I have to work extra hard out of that 100,000. So you can imagine what and how it has brought me backward somehow. But I've never given up. And because I've never given up, that is why I'm sitting with you guys today. So, yes, finance and some other government agencies. Now, they will tell you, come for this agency, come for this. There's something we call in Hausa, Shigo Shugo Basenfi. You will go, but when you start TikTok, there is nothing that does not require money. There is no good SME for all these my sisters to have reached where they are, they spend money. So you have to know that yes, you will spend money in some registration and making sure that you do the right thing and put the right things in order. So I will leave lastly with this world. It's not easy, it's not going to come easy, but it will surely get better if you don't give up. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Just reminds me of a saying from the part of Nigeria I come from, that the bottom pot nine is sweet pass. You see, we've had it so beautiful, beautiful, and then we've capped it up with Ajia. So I was really sensitive that I didn't call you up when she gave her own story. And I started crying. Okay, we thank God that we didn't at that time. But you've said some things that are very important, that I know that our panelists are sufficiently going to handle. But one of them, like you said, that traverses Nigeria, Igbo, Yoruba, Hausa, and Shikiri, is the one you talked about, dispossession. Men in the house, whether you're an Igbo man or Hausa man or Yoruba man, I'm not looking at your faces as I'm talking, is that you need to protect us. So not now that we're doing sweetie honey and everything. And then when you're not there, or when any of the spouses of this story changes, it's not a good thing, honestly. It's not. It happens, and I don't know why. But there's always an exception to the rule, and I hope that the men in the house will be that exception. Where we have gender experts in the house that will also be able to address it at the appropriate time. And okay, like we did for the other people, I'd like to quickly ask, is there anyone that, the loss of a spouse has affected your business, even though hasn't she has decided to rise up and move on? But have you had things like that has affected your journey as an entrepreneur and you want to share with us? Oh, someone's hand is already up. Okay, thank you. Please come and share with us very briefly, and then let's know how you overcame that. Please let's clap for her. Thank you, sir, for clapping. He's a different man. This man is very different. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Good afternoon, everyone. Okay, so it's not directly me, but my elder sister. She's also an entrepreneur. And just 2 weeks ago, we lost her husband. He was shot dead here in Abuja. So, and I sat back to look at it that if she wasn't doing anything prior to this time, because it took us unawares, he's a senior lawyer but quite young. We were not expecting that if he was going to die to be at this time. So I'm trying to imagine that if my sister hasn't been a very strong entrepreneur, doing as much as she can or over the years, when it happened, even on the immediate, how would she have fed the kids? I've been with them for the past, I've been staying with them since the past 2 weeks it happened, and these things keep going on in my head. The importance of empowering women, especially women entrepreneurs, it's not something we should joke with. And like she has said, I think men need to do more to protect their families. Because she said something about being displaced of properties. We've seen a slight show of it, although it's not really in full display because I think it's quite early. Maybe some people will still be hiding. It's something that will likely come up. But I'm grateful to God that my sister is quite prepared for it. If it happens, she can take care of her children comfortably because she's an entrepreneur.
Thank you very much. See, I'm getting emotional again because I'm a woman. Men, empower your wives. Empower them. You may love them so much. You may love them. Was there someone else in the house? Oh, okay, my dear, please come.
Hello, good afternoon, everyone. My name is Halima Usman. When it comes to women empowerment, I'm very, very emotional, like she said. I lost my mom, this gets to the 3rd year now. You see, when you empower a woman, it mustn't be that she must be in the market space or anything. I was married to a man who believed in education seriously. Even though I was at home, I was exposed to a lot of training. When he's going for his meeting, he takes me along. When he's closing a deal, he takes me along. People are surprised because they did see that aspect of me. They've always seen me behind me. It's been almost 3 years since he passed away. I'm not going to beg anybody. They are surprised how I'm able to manage whatever he has left behind for the gym. And one of them is coming across fantastic women like like you who are ready to mentor you through organizations who practically do what they call mentoring. Mentoring in SME is very important, and that is one of the things I want to talk about. That is how I came about some certain products that I have used for myself, my husband, and I will still continue to go about it. One of it when I was coming this morning was feminine hygiene. If a woman gets a feminine hygiene product properly, it gives her a lot of confidence and expresses her self-esteem. All of us know what feminine hygiene is, and most of it has to do with gynecological issues. If you get that properly, we are good to go and do a whole lot of things. Please, I'm begging all men, educate your women, expose them. These days, people are self-taught. Even they are at home, from my own part of beliefs where I come from, the women are supposed to take care of the children. Even while they are at home, expose them to trainings. Take them along when you do things. It helps us. Nobody prays for the man to go or the woman to go first. Like one of my man said, he said it's better for the men to go and leave the women. They have the strength to carry these children along. And that our lives are very risky. We take risks. Women don't take risks, so they will be able to take care of the home. Please, I'm pleading once again, please take your women along when you do things. It helps when you allow them so that they will not become beggars. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you very much. And what they say is enough. And then we have very wise men in the house. Maybe I'm just thinking, maybe when I could one day organize something for the men, because they need to do, so that they can also take care of their women and expose them and give them the leverage, to go on in life. On this note, I think we're done with this panel. Please can we give a round of applause? Thank you very much for sharing your stories. Thank you, I'm sure. Yeah, we'll be engaging with you. I'm sure there are people here that want to engage with you. So don't be in a hurry to leave until, no, that is to leave this hall or until we are done, from here. So thank you very much as you walk down the stage. Thank you. Thank you so much for sharing your stories. Okay, so it's at this point we'll welcome Her Excellency, the convener, Hajia Mariam. Hajia, please, the convener, to come and say something, on this. Well.
Thank you, my mother today. So mine isn't that much, really. Good afternoon, everyone. I wasn't meant to speak, but I came, I was reading something, and I thought to share it with everyone. All of you are very important to us, all of you guys as well. Thank you so much. Your stories are powerful, from WenA and Imayo as well. For all those who have lost a loved one, may God give you the strength to continue to do what you're doing. And to all those who have gone through a traumatic experience, may He also give you that strength and that wisdom and the grace to continue doing what you're doing. And thank you so much. So let me just read it to you, okay? And it's from a book I got yesterday, and I thought it was very important because we know what we're trying to do, apart from empowering our women with coaching, mentorship, and access to finance, but we also try to take care of their emotions because we know that one of the first things that gives in a woman's business is her emotions. That's what usually, once she's down, everything around her is down. That business, as my sister said here, is very important. So it's from a book I got called Entering Her Vortex. It's a healing the masculine, feminine dynamic in relationships using the laws of divine magnetism. So it says, tap into your divine feminine. As a woman, you simply cannot continue blaming the world for continuing into a hyper-masculine state. It is your responsibility to learn how to tap back into your divine feminine state with or without a man present. A man embodying his divine masculine energy will help polarize you into the divine masculine masculines, in divine feminine state. But your ability to tap into your feminine power is not exclusively reliant on this dynamic. That power is already within you. For a lot of women, therapy is a good first step to reigniting the divine feminine connection, because healing is extremely important. Unresolved trauma eats away at mental and emotional wellness over time. And this diminishes the connection you have with your infinite self. Take some time to get clear on areas where you may be hurting or harboring negative thoughts, feelings, and energies, so that you can seek out the proper form or forms of therapy. There also needs to be some sort of daily spiritual practice that connects you to the greater energy of the divine. The combined act of learning and submission places you into the energy of your divine feminine. Remember, femininity is all about receptiveness. What this process looks like will be different for every individual based on their own spiritual and religious beliefs. But it's all about expanding the depth of your knowledge and connection to the spiritual realm. Daily practice of prayer, yoga, and meditations are very powerful spiritual technologies to ignite the divine feminine. So learning plus acts of submission equals divine receptivity. Overall, this is about cleansing, healing, and detoxing your energy so that you have a clear connection to the spirit realm. Women who carry a lot of stress and emotional burden are not able to access spirit the same way a woman who is deep in the workplace. Consequently, the type of men those women entertain will be a reflection of their inner work. Health and wellness is the overall goal in all areas, and it starts with self. Take the time to pour into yourself, get to know yourself on a deeper level, love yourself, and continue to speak life into all things positive. And your return to the divine within shall flow with grace and ease. So I thought this was very important for each and every one of us, including the men, because you also have some feminine side where you, but it's very powerful. So please take these words. I mean, I only have one book, but whoever wants it, take it. Your hand is first. So please remember these words and look after yourselves. It's very important. And look after your business as well, because this is what will help you as you look forward. All right? Thank you.
Thank you very much for that kind of question. Just happen that this is an all-inclusive meeting. It's an all-inclusive workshop. It's not just about our businesses alone. It's also taking care of our well-being, our mental, our emotional, and our spiritual well-being. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, we're moving swiftly to the next part of this workshop, and I'll call up the panelists who will be preferring solutions, giving guidance and direction to not just those that came here, but to everyone of us. In no particular order again, I'd like to welcome to the stage Mr. Collins Musu. Is there in the house? Following closely, I'd like to welcome Ms. Adora Onitere. Ms. Adora, please. Thank you. Following closely, I'd also like to welcome Mr. Chris Magaji. Mr. Chris Magaji. Thank you. And then the last but not the least, Mrs. Haila Goji. Mrs. Goji. Mrs. Goji. Thank you. Thank you. Okay, and then Miss Nancy. Miss Nancy and Miss Sabri, they're in the house. Thank you very much. And I told you earlier on that, like we say in a Nigerian palace, follow who know road. So very briefly, I'd like to take a brief citation on of the persons that we have with us here. And the first from the extreme left is Mr. Collins Mosu. He is the trade ambassador at International Trade Facilitation Association. Mr. Mosu Collins is a certified coach, speaker, trainer, teacher, and mentor on the John Maxwell team. He is also a mentor on Silicon Valley's Founders Institution. He is a certified consultant in the model of human behavior, fellow of the Institute of Chartered Economics, helping people bridge the gap between their current realities and their dream. And their dream position is something Collins Mosu is good at. For more than a decade, Collins has supported individuals, small businesses, governments, and large corporates to create bold budgets, meet these targets and goals, as well as build systems which enable repeat of the success. These are round of applause for Mr. Our next panelist is Ms. Adora Onyechere. I'm sure you all know her. Okay, but you need to know the other feathers on her cap. She is a life coach, a gender equality and women's rights advocate. Adora is the chairperson of Elect Our Agenda 35 Advisory Council, founded by Ibijoke Faborode, a non-profit organization addressing the underrepresentation of women in politics. She is also the head Women Affairs and Gender Cluster Committee, African Union. ECOSOC Nigeria, a role in which she has seen the launching of several intervention programs, one of which was the launch of the African Union Financial Inclusion Project decades 2020 to 2030 in partnership with the Ministry of Women Affairs and adopted by the Nigerian federal government through the presidency in March 2020. That deserves a round of applause. Adora is the founder and executive director of Gender Strategy Advancement International. You're welcome. The next is Mr. Chris Magaji. He is one of the pioneers to be certified as BDSP. He is a Sherman scholar with an MBA from Bayes University, Bayes Business School, London. Is it Bayes? Okay. Bayes, Business School, London. He is a graduate of the University of Maiduguri and a member of the National Institute of Marketing. He is currently the Executive Director of Business Development at Renaissance Media. He was a pioneer Deputy Managing Director of Oceanic Bank, Chad, with an accomplished management career representing over 17 years experience in financial services, credit relationship management, sales and marketing, operations management, human resource management, training, and corporate strategy. Ladies and gentlemen, that's Mr. Chris. Mrs. How like this? Okay, this is Gilenzira Goji, is a sought-after event design and decor expert with 12 years experience in the wedding and events industry of business. One of the foremost owners of the event center in Abuja, Blue Velvet McKee, and has now diversified into decor luxury, rentals, and event planning. She creates designs that are jaw-dropping and leaves the guests in awe. A round of applause. She has also mentored upcoming designers and helped them navigate the event management industry in Nigeria. She can blend the tenets of brand and perception management and bring to foreknowledge acquired into running her business into every event she creates, establishing herself as one of the top event designers in the country who has had her work featured on several TV stations, magazines, and top blogs and websites in the country and internationally. Ladies and gentlemen, presenting Mrs. Goji. And the last but not the least of the panelists today is Ms. Nancy. Ms. Olisabeth is the Vice President of Clearing and Settlement at Afex. In her role, she leads a team that nurtures innovation to support speedy clearing and settlement of trade deals at Afex. As a pioneer staff, she championed a lot of process development initiatives of AFEX both within the head office and in the field in key areas ranging from participating in outreach activities to supporting the introduction and adoption of the inventory system, SAP, trading process flow creation, and the electronic warehouse receipt system. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, yes. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, we've had a very robust session earlier on, listening to our panelists tell their stories. And I'd like us to very quickly take it from there. In no particular order at all, we listen to the different challenges, points of wanting to go back and then continuing. And the one word came up, consistently: passion and the decision to move on. So I don't know if you want to take it from there, from any angle whatsoever. We also had an issue about gender, Ms. Onyechere, the woman talked about, and then two other women corroborated that. So I don't know from what angle you would feel most comfortable to speak on. I'm sure our audience will want to listen. So let's start from you, Mr.
Thank you. Good afternoon, everyone. It's a privilege to be here. A lot of things we heard. When you hear passion, you hear, drive. You also heard people starting off as a result of gaps. Some are bored, just chanced into it. Overall, what I think is important for everyone in the room to note is, can I repeat the results? Was this a fluke? Did it just happen? And if I chanced into it and I succeeded at the front, what were the drivers for that success? Because you would find people who've been in business 5 years, 10 years, 15 years, 20 years, and they're not able to articulate what got them there. Somehow, we will make up. More than half of the business people you meet, SMEs especially, somehow we will run it. So somehow we do it. Somehow we survive. Somehow we get by, and that is not sustainable. Which is one of the reasons why we're not able to pass anything on to our children or our children's children. So what do you need to do beyond passion? I think there are a few things I can just tell you, very practical things. One, you need to begin to study your business. Your business is a school that you need to study all over again. What am I doing? Who is it serving? How am I serving them? A question that I have asked over 1,000 Bolt drivers. I take a lot of I hate driving in this town these days. Everybody can drive, so once you just stay at the steering and move the steering, usually move it towards my car, so I think I would rather not to drive. So maybe I'm a bad driver, but I don't know. For now, I'm better as a driver. I always ask them this question: why should I remember you? Remember, this is an app. It's an app you're using. So I really don't have a business with a driver, but I ask them, why should I remember you? Someone, you can place your products on Amazon, place it anywhere, and people can go to Jumia, buy whatever they want. They want fish people will come out, they make a purchase. They want clothing, it will come out, perfumes to come out. But why should I remember you? And I have people answering in different ways. But why I ask that question is, what makes you different? What makes you unique? What makes you, within the short time that I will encounter you for your product, what is it that will solve my problem to the extent that I want to come back? So first, I want to answer that question: why do people buy from me? And I think you should write that down. Why do people buy from me? He said he started initially bullying family and friends. You also mentioned, you started with family and friends, then you went beyond. Someone recommended, another person recommended. And what do they buy? So for you, perhaps, if I'm buying fish from you, you already told me, I know I won't get I will not get it. And I hated that my mother would always make me wash fish. And I'm wondering, why would I eat fish with my guts? Is it boiled hot water? Boiled hot water on it. Is it possible not to just eat the fish? And so we say maggots are potatoes. That's how I buy. So why do we buy from you? You need to answer that question. The next thing is, who are you selling to? Oh, anybody can use it. That's not correct. Not anybody can use it. Some people are happy with the one with maggots because it's affordable to them. They can just pay 2,500 naira, they go, they buy it, and they're okay. Another person is not interested. They want to live long, they want to have a healthy lifestyle. So they'll pay 10,000. Who are you selling to? You must begin to get very clear on who you're selling to. And I think I would want to hand over the mic at this point by saying, who are you as a business? You know, we say for MSMEs or SMEs, go and check the definition. Our government defines SMEs as people who do not have turnovers of more than 25 million. Some governments, especially in India, have started defining MSMEs, and you would say, depending on the number of workforce, if you have less than 250 people working for you, then you are a small business. But for you, whether you're a small business or not, ask yourself, who exactly am I? It's important. Am I an SME in the perspective of I am serving others who have this kind of problem? Or am I a business owner who has seen that there is an opportunity and I want to take advantage of that opportunity? Or am I a business owner who has seen a gap and I want to bridge that gap? That will help you because two things will continue to happen in your business. Others will see what you see and come in. Others will see you and get in. Your major threat is not the big person up there who's already doing it. Your major threat is the person who's going to come in and probably say, I can do it better than them, I can do it cheaper. So you have to always explore and exploit your current situation. It comes to answer the question, who am I? It also comes to answer the question, why do people buy from me? So you move beyond passion to building profitable business. Thank you.
Thank you very much. I think it's so interesting to see a lot of ladies. Yesterday, I was talking about this story. I went for a conference similar to this. It's called Women in Business, AGRIC, and Tourism. And these are women in that sphere who are also entrepreneurs. But engaging a lot of them, I saw that they were really burnt out. There was a lot of burnout. And these are women that have been in the field for 15 years, 20 years, just like you mentioned. And the one question came to me was, where is the mentorship? How do you do, talent and passion succession? How do you train one in that sphere of business? And that's often the conversations women and young people don't have when they get into entrepreneurship. And I also want to state that it is not only in the sale of goods, it's also in providing service. And so it could be a unique skill, such as strategic communication consultancy. It could also be, data analysis. It could also be economics and financial fiscal analysis. It does not always have to be a physical product. And that's also even more mentally exerting. And I think as an entrepreneur, you are about doing all of the above. So you're not just selling products, you're thinking about your business strategy, you're thinking about communication plan, you're thinking about marketability. It's a routine and a 360-degree cycle. And I think first the passion comes for a lot of young women and the drive. Oh, I just want to do this, and then they shake it, and before you know it, they're like, oh, I know one or two people that have done it before, and I think it's brilliant. And before you know it, you are going 150 degrees, and you're not thinking about the whys and what. And I really think that that's when it's important, to talk about what's the end goal, why you get into it in the first place. So I like to say that the reason why you have to also look at your mental fitness, and a lot of people don't look at this. It's a very important conversation. I don't know how many of you know what hypomania is. When you say somebody is hypomanic, it means the person has a lot of energy, does all activity all over again, has little sleep, very, very, very anxious, because they want their business to succeed. And I can tell everybody here is hypomanic in one way or the other. And you may not understand that it's also a mental condition until someone realizes that you're going, overdrive and says you need to slow down. And most times, the people you tell you need to slow down, tell you, there's no time. I'm young now, this is the time to do it. I can't remember when I'm 50 50s or my 60s, just let me, there's money to be made out there. And so you get that feedback and you're like, okay, perhaps experiences will teach you. But it's always very important to know what your boundaries are and know what your mental health is like. And most of us do not really understand our mental fitnesses. And why I say that is that when you think about the general environment for the average young person, even the person who operates the POS is an entrepreneur. And you may not, I mean, he might not come out as a banker, but he handles finance, he handles other people's money. And he expects results and profit at the end of the day. So he's thinking of how he's going to strategically position his POS, have more customers at the point where he's fixated, have more people withdraw money in lump sum. And that mental engagement every day builds anxiety. So how do we really, my question is, deal with our burnouts? How do we know our mental boundaries? And that's why, if you look at the UC research, it says 72% of entrepreneurs live with one kind of mental condition or the other. So it's either depression or insomnia, which is lack of sleep, which leads to burnout, or you're looking at bipolar disorder, or you're just looking at, exhaustion. And you may not know that when exhaustion is a critical condition where your body has overreached itself and can allow other existing conditional, body illnesses to come in. So we need to begin to first of all realize, yes, we have compassion, but what are our boundaries? What is our expertise? How do we equip ourselves with perhaps research in that particular field that we want to engage in? I listened to the webinar earlier and she talked about, how she had the candle spirit and really encouraged herself. There are a few more people like that, but there are some who are not as strong. And it doesn't mean they're weak. It also means they've identified where the point to stop is, where the boundaries are. And that's why when you talk about mental health, it's all encompassing. So I would say that as, first of all, young people, you're not on a race to the finishing line. You're on a journey to becoming. It's an awareness period. It's a research time. It's a journey to say to yourself, these are the things that I'm good at, and these are the things I want to improve. Again, another thing is about rejection. A lot of people, young people especially, when they get rejected, they think that's the final closure. Sometimes rejection is about reworking strategy. It's about refining. It's about retooling. It's about reflection. So it's not necessarily about the person, it's about you. So when you get a no, it means there are other many yeses out there. And so what you need to do is go back and rework it. So when you're thinking about your business and you suddenly think, oh, I'm not making money, are you thinking about the finance alone or about the purpose? So you need to really, like I said, what are the whys, and how are you going to do it? So basically for me, especially for young women in business, I always say this. People think that being a housewife or a mother is not a job. It's a full-time job. I think they're one of the most outstanding entrepreneurs, if you ask me. Please around the applause for you take time to study a human being, create an enabling social, psychological space for a child. That's a lot of work. And so oftentimes, my mom was a full-time housewife until most of us left from school. And I watched her. She did her own self-learning, self-development, engagement. And for me, I felt that was the best period of my life because as soon as I left home and went into school, that was it. So most of our conversations was on school, emails, text messages, and then you wouldn't really bother again because, she's your mom. Yeah, she's always going to be there. But if you didn't have a mother who had listened, then probably your whole mental well-being would have been different. So I think that, again, our spaces as women, especially at home, when we do know that we need to take a break, we take a break, please. Mothers do need breaks, a lot of them. And I say this because I've met a few young people, in fact, yes, older people mentors, who sometimes I feel they're angry that they didn't do a lot more when they were younger. And they didn't have time to relax
and focus on their careers and have fun. And so sometimes you're very angry for nothing. And you wouldn't understand it until you sit down with them and have a heart-to-heart conversation. And there's so much sacrifice in motherhood. So all I'm saying is, know your boundaries, begin to look at yourself and decide what level of mental ability do I have, and please seek help. Reach out. Your social energy starts from the family. If there's nobody in the family, there must be somebody you must speak out to. Please speak out, because when you don't speak out, that's when the pressure comes in, that's when societal thoughts come in. And that's why I'm so proud of Belinda, because beyond that, she adopted what we call in mental health, which is self-radical confidence. You look at yourself and say, it's just you and I, so I've got to get up. So please, your mental fitness is very key. Determine your boundaries. Thank you very much.
I don't want to break the conversation, so let them all go on. If you have questions, we'll ask. Thank you.
Hello everyone. I'm Hannah Logic, and I'm the owner of Google Marquee and Eagle. So I have been invited here to speak about my success story, but I feel like I have gained more. I feel like even with these people that are out, I have changed a lot, to go back and to inform myself, and also just from, she said everything in a nutshell. Burnout, my kind of business is very, very stressful, exhausting, tedious. I don't know how to explain it to you, because we have to do the mind of a creative. I'm the creative, and although I have quite a number of people that work for me, I am the one that does the creative part of the business. So it is so exhausting to have to do that to a number of clients. Each and every one of them, I have to be able to explain what we're doing, for the kind of money we charge. We have to explain to them what they're doing, what we're doing, so that they feel that they have that value. And over time, to be honest, I have found that I am actually in a state of constant exhaustion. That is what it is, because of the demand for the work and just not knowing the boundaries. I can't take more than I can do. But the economy is not really helping. We tend to take on more jobs than we can actually, just to meet up with our bills and our expenses and everything. So, I wish when I started my business, I had some sort of mentorship or some sort of research or training to sort of something like this platform to help me. We didn't have that. We were the generation of the era of trial and error. So people learned from us. We are the case studies. People have learned. After building my event center about 12 years ago, I was one of the first that had the marquee-like structure in Abuja. I remember every event I had, the father or the mother of the groom would come and say, you're so young, how come you have this kind of place? And then they would look at it, they would go around, send their architect, and they would go and replicate it. I didn't even have that. I just had a structure. I was struggling left, right, and center until I was able to learn from my mistakes, see what worked and what didn't work, and able to, at some point I had to tear it down and rebuild it from the ground up, just because that one was just, we had so many issues, people were constantly complaining, and because I didn't do my research, I didn't have anyone mentoring me on my business. So I think for me, one of the things I would say to everyone here, I think even for people that have accomplished things, their businesses, or you've gotten to a particular level, I feel like you really cannot, underestimate the need of having a mentor, because there's no price to pay on that. Learning from someone that has been through it doesn't stop. It doesn't stop. Up until now, I still feel like I still need someone to baby me and tell me everything's going to be okay, and that there's like a light at the end of the tunnel. If I start talking about the times that we have had issues, we're not going to live here. Like, I have cried, if this crying happens right now, when in December we have events every single day, right now I'm at the stage of crying because we have so many events, we don't know if you can deliver, everybody wants to do that event, we need the money, we have to pay salaries. It's a constant cycle, I think it goes on and on. Your mental health, as she said, is very important. Getting a mentor, doing your research on the business is so important, so that you don't find yourself failing, over and over again. Because as much as they say, pick up yourself, sometimes it's almost like it's hopeless. And sometimes it's always better to even take another approach, another route entirely. But because we have that, like you said, as women, it's always like we want to push, and where is the boundary exactly? So for those people that are up and coming, I just want you to understand that we've had those phases. These same phases that we've gone through, we have had them 10 times over. In fact, we are still having them, because for the new level you're going to, you find new challenges. So it's a constant cycle. I want you guys to be encouraged with the people here, and I feel like there's so much more. I feel like even for somewhere like Abuja, our own event industry just opened up a couple of years ago, because even when we started, people still didn't understand having an event in an event center. They wanted to go to like Transcorp, Hilton, Sheraton, the halls in the hotel where it's more secure, more organized. And then we have had to be the one to explain and to show them that yes, we can actually have this events outside these structures. And they were able to understand. So right now you guys have a lot of people that are out there that are doing things, whether it's your perfume, whether it's your fish, there's so many people that are doing things. Look for that mentor. You can't do it on your own, and that will help you save a lot of money, a lot of time, and it will save you a lot. That's just what I was saying. So for me, I found myself here. I'm really thankful. I'm just like I said, I have learned a lot of my colleagues here, and even for those of you that have done something for yourself. I've taken a lot. That's the truth. I've taken a lot, and I'm thinking of getting into agriculture because I think.
Okay, good afternoon, ladies and the few gentlemen in the room. Where's the big guy? Okay, so I also learned how to bake. We are 4 boys and 1 girl. My mom put us in a small circle, give us a wooden spoon, and an enamel bowl, put the sugar and the butter, and we start to mix. When you get tired, pass it on, go around like that. Yeah, my mom believed that there was all of us in the house had to be in the kitchen. So we learned everything growing up. Malcolm Gladwell says to be a professional or to be an authority in anything that you do, you must have spent 10,000 productive hours. Not the one that you will come to work in the morning at 9 o'clock, go for break at 10:30, come back at 2:30, and then close by 4. No. I think it happens a lot. I studied French, and I became a banker for almost 2 decades. People used to wonder, I couldn't do study again. I said French. I said, what do you mean bank? And it's interesting because when I went to apply to work in every bank there in Lagos, I parked in the wrong place. The local government locked my tires. I think I came down from regular bank and I just alone. I saw them waiting for me. They took me to the local government secretariat. In a long and short, I got the job with Echo Bank, so it wasn't such a bad deal after all. There's a small sacrifice to pay. Young entrepreneurs, and even old entrepreneurs, can you wake up at 2:30 a.m. in the morning because of that thing that you do, and the sleep in your eye has cleared? If you can successfully do that, then you have a business. Alright, because that describes passion, that describes tenacity, that describes strength. Women are very strong people. My wife is extremely strong. She's the strong one in the house. So, yes, you must be able to do that. Because if you are able to wake up at that time, guess what? It's quiet at that time. It's peaceful at that time. Nothing around you is stirring. Your head is clear. You can think. You can process. One thing I discovered with entrepreneurs is they don't like feedback. You tell them, oh, see what and Nigeria is laughing because I'm sure many times when they go to an event center, they have complained about one thing or another. She's like, do you know how long it took me to put all this in place? No. Please, take a page from that comment. Alright? That you are doing something, don't think that you are the first. You will never be the first, and you will never be the last. Right? As you can see, as people telling stories, we're telling their stories. There are other people with their own story in a similar fashion. You are not alone, please. There are so many others too, going through what you are going through, and probably even worse. Yes, a lot of us do not have the hand-holding, the mentoring. But you see, the information today is out there. You know, when we were growing up, it was the analog phone in the house. To go back. Before you finish dialing, there's sometimes the phone will be engaged already. That's like then your dad will lock the phone with a padlock, and then you will learn how to tap. Then you will tap the phone. 0 was 10 taps. Ta 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 ta. 8. Ta 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 ta, like that. So we have all become entrepreneurs without realizing that, because our creativity had set in. And they did not talk about being creative. It's very important. In anything you do, you must have a USP, your unique selling point. Why Collins also talk about that? Why should I come to you? Yeah? He said, you are selling Farah, I'm selling Farah too. But why am I going to this person to always buy the same Farah from her? Sell an experience. Let someone have a reason to come back to you. There's a company called WenA. They have Sienna buses that go to Jos. I found it very interesting. They have a website, they have a booking, and when you book the day before, they will call you. Good evening, sir, good evening, ma'am. You are booked on our 8 o'clock trip to Jos tomorrow. Are you still making it? I checked my phone, like, what's happening here? I said, sir, are you still there? I said, oh, yes. You said you're from where again? He said, he's from G. I'm like, oh, okay. So I got there in the morning, took my bus, went to Jos. When I went to Jos, 2 hours later, I got a text. Please tell us how your trip was. I said, it's a Nigerian company. Yeah? How was happening? Just I went like this. By road, not even by road. What happened? When you get there, you enter the bus, they give you a bottle of water and some sweets to keep you company on the trip. The Sienna is AC all the way. If you want music, you play music. It's an experience. I enjoyed it. It might be more pricey. If I go to Jamipa or Taco there, it's 3,000 to go by plateau riders. But Valchi is 6,000. But when I get home, nothing is, nobody squeezed me. Yeah? I know I'm not small either. So nobody squeezed me. I sat in the seats. AC was blowing. I don't like cold. AC was blowing me. And I got thinking, okay, what is the experience someone will share after they have encountered you and your business? When will they want to come back? Entrepreneurs are those who start businesses. So starting is very key. I've had different ways about how people started. And I talked to a group of youth in Makoni a few years ago. I said, if I give you 2 million naira to start a business now, what would you do? And then one of the guys stood up and said, well, there's a problem. He said, what? He said, we that are active This 2 million naira, it might finish in 3 months, and our business might go down. But these are our Igbo brothers. This 2 million, in that same 3 months, it will become 4 million. Why? So I ask the question, I ask you the same question. Because a lot of people want to say, I don't have money, I don't have money. There are loans, there are grants, there are so many ways to get money. When you get the money, what do? You might have been in business for 15 years. Are you really making money? Or are you just coming and doing subsistence business? Put the money inside the account. You want to buy, put the money from that account and buy. You will not even know how many cartons did you sell, how many products did you sell, what kind of accounting do you do. Accounting is not just in the figures, but actually in the items that you have had, in the products, or in the case of our friend, the services that you sell. Most of us prefer to sell products and don't realize that the service itself is the key thing that will bring the person back, because that your product is available everywhere. In the means all over the place. But how come I'm coming to experience this Indo? So ladies and gentlemen, set an experience. Then relearn what you are doing. Right? In those days it was just cake. White cake, vanilla cake, you did it. Now there's blue velvet, there's chocolate, there's yeah. There's so many other things that go with it. So reinvent your business every day. If you stay with the same old formula, people will leave you. Oh, have to change their business. People have to change their business. For what reason? Omo changed because Ariel came. And what did Ariel do? Ariel changed the color of their detergent. It was, when Soft came, it was blue. Omo, it was blue. When Ariel came, they changed it to white and they added perfume to it. And they changed it from the carton pack to the flexi pack. The same thing. Pig was the only milk by that time. That cowbell came in and said, you don't need so much money to buy milk. You can do sachets. And from there, Pig themselves went back to doing sachets. So reinvention of your business is very key. We cannot stay here all day, but I'm really privileged to be with all the beautiful women here, and I keep the faith, keep strong. There's so much more that you can do. Don't be satisfied with just what you have now. Make sure that you add, and you keep adding. Yeah, because you're not growing any younger. As you're growing older, there should be more to say about you. And thank you very much for this.
Well, everybody has said so many things, and I feel like, what more can I say? According to the International Labour Organization, 40% of SMEs are owned by women or are led by women. Now, that is to say that we are all doing well. Please clap for yourselves. I would like to focus on failing forward. Failure will happen sometimes. You may not plan for it, but it will happen. But how do you move forward? Like the first panelists came and they talked about the several challenges they had faced as entrepreneurs at different times of their businesses. These challenges will come around somehow. How are you prepared for it? You need to remember that when failure comes, you need to learn from those mistakes and move forward. You have to keep moving forward, never give up. Now, another key important thing you need to know is the fact that you're not alone in what you do. Before you give up, before you think that this fish business, the owners want, I'm not doing it again, talk to someone. Talk to someone, talk to an expert, talk to a friend. Make sure you have someone you can always run to. And that's the essence of having seminars like this, because I've heard like three to five people mention that they're into fish business. How do you focus on learning from each other? Oh, I had this experience. How did you handle it? You know, you learn from each other. I would like to reflect back to 2017. For those of you who don't know, I work in Apex. Apex is a commodity
exchange company, and what we do is we help to create access to markets. Like she mentioned, she wants to venture into agriculture. Ma'am, you're welcome. So in 2017, somehow our strategy wasn't right, and we had just one buyer who was buying so much from us, and we're getting pre-financing. And somehow we had the inventory. Actually, we procured it and it was saved in a warehouse. But somehow the devil came knocking. Someone put up a story, and then overnight, all the inventories were cut away. That is where it gets. And it was a very, very trying moment for us. At the time, we had just 4 warehouses, but as I speak, we have over 150 warehouses across the nation. We started with just about, I happen to be the first 3 to be employed in the organization. Currently, we're over 1,000. How are you taking scaling? You need to think of your business structure. How are the business that peculiar to my organization, my industry, and the kind of business I own? You need to plan for it, you need to prepare for it. You don't need to let it happen to you. You need to, first of all, mitigate it. You need to eliminate it when possible. If your own is getting once, you need to have, how do I put it? You need to maybe have something that kind of senses or checks the health of your machine. If you can't go that scale, you need to have someone come check often, or maybe you have like a schedule of how you want to maybe replace the machine or something. If the staff who is managing the machine is not well equipped, remember your skill, your problems can come in different from different avenues. You can be a man in the sense that the staffs you have may not be well equipped to be able to manage the facility you have. They may not be well exposed. So man can actually be a problem for you. Nature too can also come as a problem for you. As she says, she's into the business of events. When it's raining, you need to prepare for rain. You don't need to go plan an outdoor event when it's rainy season. So those are things that you need to know, that nature will also play its effect. Technology, how are you thinking technology? There's a lot of things happening. There are lots of technologies that are already in the market. How are you thinking of leveraging on them, the platforms that are being created for my organization? We have the Connect platform, and it helps to connect both buyers and sellers of the commodity, meaning that Akaji does not need to move his 10 trucks of maize to Lagos before he can get a buyer. He can just leverage on the technology we already provided, get his trade executed, and all he needs to do is move, because he already has an assurance that there's already a platform where he can leverage and actually execute his trade. So you need to be smart. Oh, one other thing I would like to talk about is planning. You need to plan. I'm very, very sure that none of you want to remain as though you have 1 million in your pocket today. You want it to grow big. But how are you planning for it? You need to be very, very strategic. Do you want to grow your customer base? Or do you want to grow more? You want to go like the Malam does? In every corner of Abuja, you find a Malam who has a kiosk. Do you want to use that approach as a means to actually spread your market, or do you want to leverage on WhatsApp, you want to leverage on Instagram, or you want to leverage on seminar like this to actually expand your market? You came to this seminar, did you actually come with the item you're selling, or you just came to say that I actually do this? So those are the kind of things I'm saying that you need to be strategic. I also want to talk about effects in a way, because sometimes in pre-COVID, 2020, we had a very, very serious strategic session, and that really helped us to rethink. What do we want to do? What do we want to be known for? I hear you say, oh, I'm doing this, I'm doing that, I'm doing 1 million things. You need to decide what do I want to be known for. If you want to talk about WenA today, you know that WenA is into women empowerment. It talks about how women can get access to finances, how women can get empowered with skills. But you, what do we know you for? You need to decide, what's my hedgehog strategy? For more content, the hedgehog is actually an animal that has a lot of spikes on it. Now, the fox will want to come to devour it, but its simple strategy is just to bring out the spike
And with that, there's nothing that can happen to it. The strategy is very, very simple, but the fox uses it over and over again. But you need to think, oh, last year I was able to sell maybe 10 units of a particular product. Think about it, what worked for me last year, and then what did not work for me. You need to eliminate that thing that did not work for you and try to implement new strategies by leveraging on knowledge that people are sharing. Another thing is your industry has a lot of policies that are backing it. How are you informed? Are you aware that there are events that you can actually get, like someone talked about getting angel financing? How do you actually go about checking who an angel investor is? How do you get to know about who's a venture capitalist? How do you get to write your proposal and get it? There are people who already are specialized in that. So you need to see how you can try to connect to people who know the way. Follow who know road, according to some saying. And also, I would like to also mention that not all complex problems require complex solutions. Sometimes you need to just calm down and just think again. I don't want to think complex, I just want to think simple, and you find the solution there. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Okay, very quickly, before we take any questions, do you have any questions? Do you have any questions you want to ask the panelists? Okay, we had Mr. Collins speaking about that you need something beyond passion. Passion is good, but something more. You need to study your business, you need to know who you are, your personality, and you need to also know who you are serving. That is who your target market is. You may have some questions in this area. You also want to establish what gap is it that my business is coming to fill. And Ms. Oyechere spoke about burnout in women. And she said, it's not a race. It's not a race to a finishing line. You are on a journey. So you need to take time. Rejection is not, it may be a time to reflect and a time to redo the process all over again. It says, when you get a no, does not necessarily mean rejection. It means that you may need to do some reworking. She said, and this is for you women, she said, mothers are the greatest entrepreneurs. They are the greatest entrepreneurs. That is, women that even work from the home, the ones that call themselves, or that we call, what name do we call them? Housewives. And she said they are the greatest entrepreneurs because they are busy working, modeling the behavior, the lifestyle, the future, of the children and everyone that is in the family. Mrs. Kuto said to us, we need to have a mentor. And she also said we need to also do research. She said they were the guinea pigs, as it were, when they started their own business. So there are always people that are ahead of us in the businesses that we do, that we need to learn from. And there's also new knowledge so that we don't become obsolete. She said we can't do it on our own. So as entrepreneurs, even the space, the opportunity we've had today to share with one another has availed us more knowledge. She came to speak to us and share her experiences with us, but she has said she has learned also from what has happened here today. And Mr. Chris said we need to invest time. And he asked a very important question. Have you ever woken up by 2:30 a.m. because of the concern, the care, the love, and the commitment to the thing that you do? Then he said, if you have ever done that, then you are an entrepreneur, because that is a solemn time, a quiet time, and sometimes the muses of inspiration seem to be awake at that time to inspire you to do more for your business. And he also said, don't be afraid to ask for feedback. Don't be afraid. Don't say they are wicked. These customers, they don't like me. He said, be open. I tell my team also. I said, don't say this person, this parent is always complaining. It's not a complaint, it's a feedback. Because when they take their decisions, because you don't want feedback, you'll be like, when did this happen? So always welcome feedback. In fact, some organizations share feedback forms so that they also know what the feelers are from those that they are serving. So ask for feedback. And he said, let someone have a reason to come back to you because you have given them an experience. Give them an experience. And he shared the story of a bus service. I was supposed to just for my school old students association in Panjim, Plateau State, but I couldn't go because I was so, so cautious, so skeptical about my safety. But it's possible if I knew about this bus transport, I probably would have gone. So, let people have an experience from your customer service to the products and the services that you offer them. And he said, reinvent your business. Reinvent your business. We have always heard that the only thing that is constant in life is change. So always reinvent it, make it better, and then keep attracting, keeping your old customer base and attracting new ones. There's so much more that you can do, she said to us. Then, the last line for me from our last speaker, our last panelist, is talking about technology. She said we need to use technology. I think it's changing, but we need to do more as women. We can't be. This is the new age, and it is the language of, technology is the language of now and the future. So we can't go beyond where we are now if we're limited. So ask your children. I ask my children. I ask them. So that they want to, I say yes. And then when they do that once, I've learned it and I won't ask them on that particular one again. And I keep improving and I keep improving. And then she also talked about risk. The risks are apparent in businesses. They are part of business, but we can't plan for it. We can't even speculate what risk could be, are open to businesses or the services that we offer, and then mitigate it before they come. So that when it comes, it's not a shocker for you. You've already built enough, enough buffer, to absorb them and then still continue with your business. I don't know if you have any, that's the way of summary. Did I capture all that you said? Did I capture it? Thank you very much. Thank you. So do you have any questions arising from this area? Okay, 1 person, 2 persons. Okay, so please come up here and then take your 3 and also thank you. Please come on, if you can come on there.
Thank you so much. Okay, so initially when I came out, I came to share my sister's experience. I didn't even introduce myself. My name is Stephanie Omacholu, and I'm an event planner, but a very young one because I just started out last year. So, I've gained so much here today. Initially, I wasn't supposed to be here. I just told myself I would come because I wanted to hear the SME stories and I would just run off. But I've stayed due to my seat and I don't even want to go yet. So, I've listened to the panelists. There's been emphasis on building a sustainable business and not a fluke. Issue of mental health was also raised, and it's very relatable. I also like that Mrs. Goje also, talked about it and emphasized the place of mentorship. Over the years, first of all, I think I'll just share my story of how I ventured out. In 2018, I was in 100 and for some reason, I had to be working and going to school. I needed the funds, so I ventured out working as an event usher, and it was something I was really doing well, and somehow I was just getting overly booked, So I began to observe the event space, the event industry. I didn't even know something like that existed, but by my personality, I'm somebody who organize things, I was that person even back in secondary school that my teachers would be like, okay, Stephanie, we're having graduation, go get the hall decorated. I didn't even know I didn't have any prior training of decoration, I would put the hall together, everything would be so perfect, people would like it, So I always knew how to go all out for people around me when they had events. So I was like, wow, there's an industry for this, So I continued working as an event usher while studying entrepreneurship and business management in school, and I decided to start saving to go to an event planning school. By 2020, during the COVID year, I was able to save up some funds, so I went to proper event planning school. And by 2021 February, I launched out officially. Luckily enough for me, I think people, when we're doing things as entrepreneurs, people are always observing. And if you're giving it to 100%, people are always taking notes. So my very first event was a corporate one. Somebody recommended me to the multinational. Was like, you need to plan their product launch. And I was confused. I was like, no, let me refer you to someone. He said, no, Stephanie, you're going to do it. They are coming to Abuja and they're going to do it. So I launched out in fear. I said, okay, I know this thing. I've been working in the industry. I've got to gain knowledge. So what's holding me back? So that's why I ventured out. And the review was remarkable after the event. The CEO was pleased and everybody was. So that boosted my confidence and I launched out properly. You know, I've done quite a few events and looking at process for more growth. On this issue of mental health, I was telling myself that, okay, Stephanie, you're breaking down those times because you do not have structure. Be patient. A time will come, you'll have structure and it will be easier. Mrs. Koji has years of experience in this thing. She has a lot of structure, I know she has a lot of staff. And she still, when Ms. Adora mentioned the issue of mental health, I saw the way she was working and I was like, I know what she's talking about. You know, because even as part of my event in 2020, I was still working as an usher. I know she had done a very beautiful one. And the bride walked in and I was going to hear millions of comments that, oh, the bride said she doesn't like the wall, this is not what she asked for. And I was like, is it my eyes or something wrong with me? This is so beautiful. So I think the event planner got creative and we had to go as far as getting feedback from the guests on the deco in a creative way. You know, she had some cards, okay, please tell us the aspect of the events that you love. And people were saying decor, you know. So I'm sure that we have specified the heart of the client, the bride afterwards. That was very creative of the event planner. And you know, I haven't had any direct mentorship with people I call seniors in the industry. People like her, Mr. Lu, and every one of them, but from afar. I'm usually observing. Most times I go to their page, I scroll down because I want to see their process. I believe in process a lot. I believe they're involved. You know, I don't just like, okay, you just appear from nowhere, success story. I like the process, you know. So most times I even go as far as going to their page, trying to see where it starts from. I don't get to see it a lot, but observing from afar has helped. So I'm going to ask Mrs. Goje, with just this, as a senior in the industry, even with structure, and you're still working at mental health issues. Please, what's the way forward? How are we going to survive it? So that's my question. Sorry, I took a lot of time.
Okay. I was just telling Adora here that I remember that event, and I was just showing her the pictures, because I have pictures of my work from 12 years ago. This event was 2 years ago, and I was just showing her. I was like, I remember that event, and look at how beautiful it was. But she came in and she even called my husband and insulted my husband and said, like, you introduced me to your wife, the event was horrible. Like, I was literally in tears, and this was just 2 years ago. It was COVID, we were just recovering from the lockdown, and you know, there was a lot of like backlog of events, and you know, just we were going back at it. But I remember that event, and everyone there was like, you know, was in shock. But it's just one of those things, and then we move on to the next one. And the only thing I'll say about mental health is one of the things I've done for myself that hasn't really helped is I am like a control freak and I have OCD. So it's difficult for me to delegate. I have trust issues, let me just put it that way, because I want things to be done in a certain way, and I'm just like, I can't trust you because if you do 90%, what I get is 110, and I will complain about the 10 and not give credit for the 90. And half of the time I find that the remaining 10 is just for me. The client might just be okay with the 90, who might have even exceeded their expectations, but because of the way the mind of and I think I speak for all creatives when I say that we have that, you know, that OCD, it has to be like this. So what I will say is at this stage, I think that you have to make one or two sacrifices, even hiring someone to work along with you. What I have done is I find that when I get my clients during consultations, I make a lot of promises I can't keep. I'm going to do this, angels are going to be flying, I'm going to do this. And then on that day, my wife says she's going to hand. So I realize that I forget half of what I say because I am just promising. And so what I have done is I've hired 2 event assistants. They have nothing to do with decor. So what they do is when I'm in consultation with my clients, they are recording conversations, they are taking down notes, they're doing everything, and then after the event, they put it in a brief. Any pictures I'm showing them, we go online, Pinterest, and just show them, oh, we do this and that. And after that meeting, because I have so much I'm doing, multiple businesses I'm running, I always end up forgetting the details of what I'm meant to do. So I've had someone, and I'm paying her a lot because she has like a master's degree or something, she has some qualifications, so I have to pay her according to her qualification. And at first I was grumpy when I went to the agency, I was like, how am I paying her this amount of money? So it was right things. And I realized that I need someone that is educated, that understands what I'm saying, and has a certain level of IQ. I don't know what to call it, because now you think that someone, when you say blue, they understand blue, but no, someone told blue is yellow. So we are very particular. So I realized that I needed those 2 people. One would be the one that is sort of like assistant creative, and the other one is taking down the notes and the brief. And this has got nothing to do with the execution. This is just for us to have a very good administrative front for the business. So people have that confidence. So for now, you're starting. I wish I had that earlier on. So this is the reason why I'm so exhausted, is because I have made my face, the face of my business, and now people are not comfortable seeing anyone except myself, which is, I think is so negative. Like, it's not a good thing for my business. But if you have someone now, it could even be a partner. You could be a partner that you could say, okay, you take this arm of this business, I take this arm of this business, so you don't work as much. And then people now are able to identify that person as part of your company. And that person has to be competent, because you can't then get someone that doesn't know what's going on, and then you go there and the client's looking at them, please call your boss, I don't know what you're doing here. So you get someone that is competent, that also has that passion, you're able to delegate, you're able to separate certain aspects of your business, and that really helps you. It helps your mental health. You're able to rest more. You're able to achieve much more than you should. So I hope that answers your question.
Yes, absolutely. Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you. So are you okay? Are you questioning? Yes, Stephanie, that's fine. So who was the, okay, so we'll just take it very quickly so that we can wrap up and go to the exhibition stand. Thank you. Please come over.
I'm first Mohammed Lalu, and I'm the CEO of WenA SME Workshop. My question is, how do you identify improvement? Because before I started my business, the tailoring business, I went to meet other tailors that I believe were successful. And when I asked them, please show me the way or tell me how you did it, most of them will be like, I'll call you later, don't worry, you get to know, just observe and everything. And I was like, no, I've already got my machines and everything. All I need is the way. Show me how to start. How do I get the tailors? Because I don't know how to. Actually, I started the business out of frustration. Because I took my clothes to a tailor before Ramadan to Salah, and I didn't get it till December. And I was like, and I paid her. So I told my sisters, because I have 7 sisters, and I was like, let me just start sewing. Even if I'm sewing for just 3 weeks, I'm okay. Let me just get my clothes, because I worked and on that day, and all my sisters were wearing their clothes. My sister there was laughing at me. I told you not to take my clothes that tailor. And you actually took it to, and I said, don't worry, I'll start my own business. And alhamdulillah, now I have over 30,000 clothes. So I want to know, how do you go implement?
Okay, let me also say a little thing to Stephanie. Please find a distraction. Find a distraction. Alright? And just talked about still more work. yeah, you are getting an assistant. You are still in the workspace. You can't stay in the workspace 24/7. I'm a volleyball coach in my spare time. I was coaching for free for about 12 years. And then 2 years ago, somebody just called me from the blues and said, we'd like to pay you to coach us. It sounded very strange to me. But I'm like, it's fun. So it's not because I want money, but when I'm doing it anyway, I will still go and play or coach, as the case may be. So please find a distraction. It will help your mental health. And in most times, try to do something a little physical. Not something strenuous, just a little physical. Burn out stress. If you like to dance, just stand in front of a mirror, dance. Yeah, do something that is not work. Please. Okay, for a mentor, there are so many ways to find a mentor. You find a mentor by finding someone that does what you like. Someone that does something that is your own field. Sadly, many people don't want to share their own what their challenges. They don't want to share their skills. These things are everywhere. Okay, I tell you, my friend started by sewing with her mom souvenirs for weddings, small bags for wedding. Now she's sewing so many other things. And how did she start? And how did she get the inspiration? YouTube. She went to YouTube, continue. My other friend, his wife would go and buy Bonjo second hand, and tear it small. No, Bonjo is from outside, so it's not our own style. So when she has turned it into a razor blade to carefully tear it out, she now look at it, then try to piece it back. Guess what? She had too many orders from Jumia she had to stop. Yeah, she had to stop. She couldn't continue. But you can mentor yourself. There's nothing wrong with mentoring yourself. Because, mind you, the person who you think was so good, when you go and see how they're doing what they are doing, they're probably not even the person doing it. It's somebody else who is the brain behind what they are doing. So, but it's a lot of work. Even to write your CV to apply for a job, it's plenty of work. Because you write a CV for an admin officer, and you write a CV for a marketing officer, you will have different requirements, and you two have to show different levels of competence. So it's important that you understand why you are going to Magaji and Sons to mentor you in what you are doing. What in Magaji and Sons is getting it from OJ and sisters. So, and it's not about information. Today, the internet is there, right? And you can find out so much more. Some people only do as I do, do as I say, not do as I do. But look for information, look for people, look at what they do, and information is out there every day, and you can get strong knowledge.
Oh, I just want to say that there are people whose business now is skill selling. So you may want to look out for those kind of people. That is their business. They are not into events, but they teach events. So you may want to look out for them.
Okay, this very quickly, because I know some people also like to take pointers for reminders, and I talked about this yesterday, and I would just like to share what I told my mentees, and I said relevant expertise or knowledge, enthusiasm for sharing their expertise, a respectful attitude. That is so important, because you do not want to be mentored by someone who has a very horrible attitude. And it could be by the way they treat people around them and how to speak to other people that work with them. Eagerness to invest in others, and the ability to give honest and direct feedback, reflective listening and empathy, willingness to be a sponsor. Now, the word sponsor doesn't mean they'll give you money.
It could be that they will teach you, refer you, or also open up opportunities for you. And finally, there is a big difference between role models and mentors. So please remember that.
Thank you very much. Yes, we have four more persons that want to talk. Can we take them? Where is Andy? Andy, can we take them? Four more. We should just take one. Okay, one minute. If you promise me 1 minute, then we'll come. I'll start from you. Yeah, that's it.
Sorry about that. Good afternoon. Pertaining to question, I just wanted to add something. That's okay. Sure, no problem. I'll tell you this because I've been in the fashion industry for over 20 years. I've had mentors around the world working with top designers in South Africa, in Milan, and Nigeria as well. The experience you've had, I understand what you're saying. What I'll say is this, is that at the end of it all, just understand the mentors you need are the ones that are complementing to your strengths and to that objective that you want to achieve each and every season and every moment. So if it's in terms of understanding customers, you know, that I will find someone that knows how to relate with people, empathy, in certain structures in that period. You have to also understand is that if you go in too deep, you find some flaws, but the thing is that you're not supposed to judge that flaw, you're supposed to learn from it and know how you can walk around that. I work with a lot of mentors and I've been mentoring a lot as well, and I've seen that me as my experience, I still need more mentors each and every day because there are certain areas when some people come in to ask me some questions and I said, okay, there's some little gaps in I don't even have that answer. So I need to learn from that person to someone ahead of me. And also mentors then those people then. It's nothing else to do. We humble ourselves, we need to humble ourselves, we need that to understand that whoever you're teaching, you are also learning from as well. Because your mistakes, the way you take things. So as you go on each and every time, just pick a particular area. If it's pattern cutting, if it's export, if it's apparel, if it's retail, merchandising, pick out the area who has that strength in that particular area that you can work with and take that from it.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Okay. So just very quickly, good afternoon, everyone. My name is Aisha Sambo. I'm so happy to hear people opening up about their mental health. This is not something that has been common in the past in our culture, as you all know. It's a taboo to even come out to say you're struggling mentally. So I think that this is a very good step in the next direction. So I just want to say, give yourself a round of applause for being able to say, yes, I'm struggling mentally and I'm looking for ways to fix that. I started a mental health campaign in 2019 called Mind Over Matter. So you can look for it on YouTube and just watch videos on there. We just ask Nigerians about what mental health means to them. And it's also currently being converted into a podcast. So hopefully that will help us.
Thank you so much. Okay, 1 minute. 1 minute. Thank you. Please, let's one. Oh, yes, let's walk on here. 1 minute. 1 minute. If it's past 1 minute,
thank you very much. My own is just commendation for WenA. I'm one of the trainers for the innovative family. I really want to appreciate one of our resource persons here. Please let us give a round of applause for them. For the knowledge that you have imparted. I pray that God will continue to help us have a wonderful deed. And the training that will lead to us will still be fresh. Thank you very much.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Catherine Ganechi. I'm a fashion entrepreneur and we also have a company called SME Exhibitions.
where we do fairs for SMEs. And we've been doing them since 2019. We had one 2 weeks ago, it was called Black Friday Fair. I don't know if anybody heard about it. Yes, so people here have vendors and it was very big. So since our company is for helping SMEs, since we have now we have made a lot of we have worked with over 1,000 vendors now. And our next step, we've been asking ourselves what is next. We now have, there's always people for Black Friday Fair. We had over 100 people waiting on the waiting list, but they couldn't get in for the fair. So how can we help our entrepreneurs? How can we help them with their businesses? So that's why I was so happy to hear about mentorship. Mentorship now costs a lot. Most businesses now are skeptical. They're not even just skeptical, it's just so expensive to get a coach to coach you on your business or to mentor you on your business. So how can we, my question now to WenA and to the panelists is, what way is there, how can we find an affordable way to mentor our vendors and grow their businesses?
Yeah, we'll take all the questions and then answers together. Yes. And then sorry.
Okay. What she said to mentor. No, I'm not. I meant the one that I wanted to talk to say to have gone because on fruit and spices business that I'm doing. Like what she said, I just started on my own. I didn't have anybody, don't my mom loves spices, right from when it's small. She cannot drink tea, she's a tea lover. She cannot drink tea without tea, clove, or ginger. That's how, and she cannot, before it's curry leaf. So she cannot cook without adding curry leaf. Anytime she will cook her jollof and stew, it's not, even her, me and cooker, the is special. Because the way she does how, when things, my story, I wish one day I would start and tell my stories. Because I'm a mother of 6. Yeah. I'm a mother of 6. And I married immediately after I graduated from secondary school. So my children, this is how I did my degree. Then PGD, that's how I proceeded. Without job, nothing, and the most part, everything is on me. And he's a farmer, he's a civil servant, and with the challenges that we are going through, he decided to go for farming. So farming is not easy. So the way I saw things are going, I said, let me start. So when I told my sister that I want to do business, but I don't have a simple hope, she said, I will save 5,000 for you. Then my husband now advised me, these prices that you are doing, instead of you doing so, and people will be doing salam alaikum, so, 100 naira, this 100 naira, please, go for spices business. So that's how I started. These spices that I think what I did was is curry powder. It's curry powder because my neighbors, my friends, they will come to my house. I don't have anything to give them, but I will dash them curry. And people started asking me, do you have yachi? I said, yachi, no problem now. I do yachi. Then are you doing pepper soup? Are you doing mixed spices? Before you know it, I started tea, everything. My sister, it's not easy. It's not easy. Even this morning, I have to wake up around 3 o'clock to start preparing how I come today. I have to cook for lunch, to keep lunch for them. Maybe dinner like yesterday. Then some day before yesterday, somebody called me. She just saw my tea somewhere. They deliver it with river car. So when she called me, she asked me, please, I need your tea. Will I get it? I told her, the person that will bring it for you will go to Kaduna tomorrow until Monday. She said, the way I see this day, I need it before Monday. I said, I will give it to this party. She said, no. Thank God, I will come
the study is provision in area 3. I said, okay, I will bring my son provision. I will bring it for you. She said, oh, how many do you want this and that? We discuss everything. Before you know that, too many spices and start going around. So my sister, please, don't say that you are looking with experience. You know business and learn and relearn. You can mentor yourself. And I think everything. And without everything, make sure that okay, you please try and bring it. We are okay, and we have to take it. Thank you.
Good afternoon, everyone. Yes, once again, it's been a great event. My name is Mary, the founder and lead consultant of WenA Consulting. Yes, I've been teaching coaching since 2006. It's been passion from then till now. I know they've asked a question, but I don't think there's a question. I don't know if 24 hours is enough for me. It's never enough for me. And it's been an issue in my home. I deal with private schools, train children there, also there a lot. Last week, I was called to prep a school around my area on their presentation. We have a drama to do at the end of this term. On my way there, I decided not to drive just because I just want to. I love coming up with creative stuff. Just because I don't want to drive, I ordered a boat, and on my way there, I encountered an automobile accident last year, Friday. It was a serious one. I never believed I would be here today. That's why I have this leg injury. Now, why I'm saying this is still my passion. And the following day, because I was at the hospital where I passed out really, at the hospital, when I woke up, then I asked them, I need to go to my business. My children are presenting at the public speaking program like one. They're having their program 18th of December. I've really got a venue, prepared the children for it, we've invited guests. And I'm like, no, they're going to restrict me. And they said, no, until you walk. So immediately, I told my friend I want to walk. So I started walking. That's the day. I got this time at 2 a.m. that day. I woke up walking on my laptop. And my husband was like, look, this is beyond it. Now, the third day, they asked me, are you going down? I said, no. He said, wow, thank God for this accident. And I'm like, no, this is where you're going. My passion is like the rate of a million dollars everywhere. Now, why I'm saying this is, I need the limit. I need to have my quarter life. That's why I have to just say this. Because it's becoming a cooking to me, and I can share. I just love coming up with creative stuff every day for my children. And because they embrace it, it gives me fulfillment. So right now, I'm talking to everyone of you on that lecture on the podium. Like, what do you think? I don't even give you enough recipe yet, but I don't know if I can. I'm a mentor to some people, and I still want to maintain that. But I need to estimate a good attitude towards that. Thank you.
Okay, I'll see if I can capture this because I'm very grateful that you're sharing. I'm happy that everyone will share. I have many mentors who have never seen me, who will never see me, or probably one day will hear that I mentor me. So I get mentorship from books, I get mentorship from videos, right? I follow people who I think will add to me in an area where I am deficient. But their ability to do that is because they have documented what they're doing. They have found ways to document that is out there for me to access. So books become important. If you have any book that you have written, I'm not sure, you need to do that. If you consider recording some of the things you're doing, the YouTube page, fine. You can put those tips on your Instagram page, fine. But you have to start documenting. Whatever medium you use is not the issue, is that you have actually documented for people to come There's a book I'm currently reading, and it was written in 18 something. And the lessons I learned are profound, which would have been lost in the document. I took a couple of executives through a program, and what I learned from them was really amazing. Like, you go to the director's office to teach, and then you find out that they want schooling you. And I asked them, where is this documented? Because what you're doing, you're supposed to teach you global systems. And you have done things that other people should do document. So now I'm having to force them to document. I'm sending the group to record clips, spend at least 2 weeks with them, the 40 of them. So my crew spend a day with each person recording, and we'll distill it into a small documentary. Because it will be lost. Then one day you hear somebody from the US has brought it. Meanwhile, it was here first. So document. Secondly, mentors, you can find find their works and follow their works and learn from them. We also need to have those things. I think it's very, very important. Then as for boundaries, where do you draw the line? I think you need to draw the line by asking yourself a few questions. I find questions very important. One, what is important to me? Two, what am I trying to achieve? Three, who is it affecting? Right? And some of those things, why am I doing this in the first place? Those questions, when you ask them, they begin to guide what you do. I lost $1 million because I resigned from the board to spend time with my son. I walked home one day from work. I just come from Singapore, and my youngest son didn't recognize me. You know how it is you want to carry a stranger's child, and you know how you shouting. I went in and advised myself. Because I complained a lot about Nigeria, and at that point I got schooled. So you complain about Nigeria, these Nigerians are complaining about so-called high levels. Where did they come out from? They came out from homes. Who are their parents? What did their parents teach them? How much English did they? I made adjustments. Significant adjustments. First, I took that cut because I said, guy, we're in the middle of, well, you just didn't have to lose out on this thing. But you can still be on the board. I said, no, I need to restart. So first, I will resign from the board. Everything you guys just take it. I'll start afresh. I think my home is important. So it comes from asking questions. You need to know what's important. You need to know the outcomes that you hope to have at the end of the day, and then begin to work with them. Finally, I'll say this. When you're clear on where you're going, the route may not really matter. You know, you're having you're like an app, a gold app. When you ask me for your destination, you put the destination first, right? Or a map, Google Map, you put the destination first. It doesn't just carry you very well. With that destination, if you miss your way, it will redirect you, reroute you to the destination. So the clearer we are on our destination, the routes can always change. So communication is important. We're doing this now, we're using cell phones. Who knows tomorrow when telepathy? I don't know. But the important thing is communication, right? So the means of doing that. You want to look good, the fashion may change. Some people want to look decent. Whilst looking flashy, maybe the purpose will remain the same, the method of delivery may change. So just be like the Google map at the end of the day. Okay, thank you.
I want to say for her, it will be time travel because we'll be able to be everywhere at the same time. But I think it's also quite strong idea, regardless of what's happening. But I'll say one word to you. If you don't pulse your passion, you could pass out. If you don't pulse your passion, you could pass out. Why do I say this? When you look at the definition of a pulse, what is a measurement of a heartbeat? It tells you the rhythm of a heartbeat. What does the body mean pulse? Because it helps you to check and balance. So regardless of the fact that, you may be a sanguine, energetic, optimistic, your body is telling you to please take a break. And I will say, make it a daily practice at least, even if it's 30 minutes to sit still. She just told me a remarkable experience of how she creates her distraction. She goes to the cinema alone, switches off her phone, and shuts down.
and the creativity comes back. She's refreshed. So you need to learn to pause. The world will stop. The event will continue. So you need to understand that you need you to be fully maximized. And until you pause, you will pass out. So please learn to pause your passion or you will pass out. In other words, you can also outsource when it's so important. Remain in the supervisory scheme of things, but learn to pause. Thank you.
To say that we're just talking about you need to be alive to be able to help anyone. So if you're on your way somewhere, you're in a hurry, you're not even feeling well, and you have to get there, you have to prioritize yourself. And for those of us that have family, I have triplets and they're young. And every time I think about them, I'm like, they need a mother, so I can't just constantly keep on working and I'm really pleasing everyone else and they're losing out on, I'm even losing out on their growing. Sometimes I come back home and I say, this one just moved, this one just ran. This is the first time I've not been able to like witness those moments until today. I feel so like almost disappointed in myself, but I've now had to, yes, deliberately shut down my day because with our own time, with our kind of work, we don't even shut down. You're working overtime, 3 a.m., 6 a.m. We're working, we don't even have any closing time, but I make it home by 6 p.m. I shut down, I have 2 phones and I shut down my business phone or I bring it somewhere and no one has access to me until they go to bed. So those 2-3 hours I spend with them, and I just keep on asking, like, as much as I'm working and making money, I need to be able to spend time with my family. I need to enjoy that. So you have to prioritize yourself, and those who are important to you. Is it a partner? Is it a friend? Is it your mom? Anyone. That's really, really important.
Thank you. Last time, you need to make out time, save time, otherwise you pass out. And the funny thing in life is that if you think the world will go on without any one of us, we are just daydreaming. The next day, it just looks as if nothing happened. So let's create the time. Thank you very much, dear panelists. You've done a great job today. Thank you. I appreciate you, but thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you. And on this note, I'd like to invite on stage the IT manager, Mr. Lani Epinani. Mr. Lani, why are you looking behind me? To come and do the meeting. Please a round of applause. These are the people behind the scene. The whole of the back people.
Good afternoon, distinguished ladies and gentlemen. Please permit me to stand on existing protocol. On behalf of the founder, the minute president, Her Excellency Aisha Babangida, the management and staff of WenA, would like to express my profound gratitude to you all for being here today. We thank the DG of Sweden, Mr. Olawale Fasoya, ably represented by Mr. Nasir Kako, the unit head trade exhibition. So we are very grateful for your partnership with WenA, and we hope that together we'll continue to foster SME development in Nigeria. We also like to thank all the government agencies present here at SON and NAFDAC also. Thank you also for your partnership with WenA. To all our panelists, Mrs. Memina Lagana WenA Empire, Ms. Rejoice Hussein of CK Food Limited, Mr. Samuel Ojeka of Undesert, Ms. Abimbola Ayeni of Bincaf, and Ms. Odige of American Aesthetics, and to all the SMEs that share their stories here today. We say thank you for your vulnerability. We recognize and commend your hard work in keeping your businesses afloat amidst the challenges you currently face. So we thank you for sharing your stories with us today and for the contributions made to the benefit of other SMEs here today. We would like to appreciate our business growth and sales strategist, Mr. Collins Obosu. So we thank you for sharing your wealth of experience with us today. I would also like to thank our life coach, Ms. Adora Onyechere. Thank you for providing insight on mental health and the emotional side of running the business. And to our business development service provider, Mr. Chris Magaji, we thank you for sharing from your experience working with SMEs. Ms. Oje, we also had a lot to glean from your experience as an entrepreneur, and thank you for emphasizing the need for mentorship. We'd also like to appreciate the venture capitalist that spoke earlier on, Mr. Ming Shak Obiora, for sharing insights on access to finance for our SMEs today. And to all our sponsors, Effects Commodity Exchange, Kaduna Business School, and Graphene Microfinance, we say very big thank you to you for making this workshop a reality. And our event planner, the Chimera Company, and our delectable MC, Mrs. Ngozi Adichie. Thank you for working with us to bring this event to fruition. And we believe we are working hard to bridge the gap and to bridge the gap among stakeholders in the industry for synergy and optimal productivity. The WenA ecosystem was created by Her Excellency and the third WenA Conference on SME Scalability in Intra-Regional Trade to provide necessary support for SMEs to become successful and to compete globally. We are therefore committed to the entrepreneurship development in Nigeria, providing a more enabling environment for businesses to thrive. 2023 is here already, and we are confident that all SMEs here today will have a fruitful, productive, and profitable year. So WenA has capacity building training programs in agriculture, technology, and the creative sector. We also render services and business development service to SMEs. So we encourage you all to register as we grow collectively. After the event, we will have BDSB consultations going on. So we encourage you to come to this side of the auditorium to meet with a business professional and a certified BDSB. Once again, thank you for holding our invitation here today. Compliments of the season, and we hope you have a very good afternoon. Thank you.
Okay, distinguished ladies and gentlemen. So this formally brings us to the end of this part. Remember that all consultations will go on. Remember that the fair is still available and is for us to see what is on display by these great entrepreneurs here today. So don't be in a hurry to be here. I'm sure you've made benefit from today. And if you have, say, go WenA, go WenA, go. So to more heights, more successes, more everything good to you, Your Excellency, and then your team. And it's on this note to formally bring this event today to a conclusion and say thank you for coming and take advantage of all these great men here and women here. Don't be in a hurry to go. Thank you very much. Please, DJ, can we have some sound in the house? SON is in the house. They have a stand out there. That is Standards Organization of Nigeria. Please go to their stand and ask any questions you want to ask. Make inquiries. We need their certification.